way off screen. Hopefully you all can hear me better now. And I think I'm going to probably head over to the stream because there's been some weird audio stuff going on. Just to make sure I'm sounding all right. Of course, you all let me know what I'm sounding like. Let's see. Testing. How am I coming across? Let me make sure it's actually using my mic today because last time it was using my laptop mic. All right. Looks like I'm good. Okay. This game has not started yet, at least on the stream that I have. Hopefully, I'm not ridiculously behind. But again, it's 102, and looks like we haven't started yet. Yep. On the official thing is not up yet too, so looking good. Didn't miss anything. So, I'll probably start this off this way. You all drop your bold predictions down in the chat. I'll read some of them off. Hopefully some of them come true. I put my bold predictions on Twitter today. I will never call it X. It's Twitter. I had a dream of this. So I had Jackson Dart is going to have his biggest run of the year. So I don't know what his biggest run of the year is so far. I think it's maybe 30 yards actually. So it's pretty good. I had Dexter Lawrence is going to have 2 sacks. Hopefully we see the reemergence of Dexter Lawrence today. That'd be great. To see this line with Dexter Lawrence actually playing like Dexter Lawrence would be great. And then Ray-Mary McCloud gets in the end zone twice. So those are my 3 bold predictions today. Hopefully they come true. And even if that happens, I'm not sure if that's going to result in a win. That's the unfortunate part because we are not in a good position defensively. The DBs, we're missing our top 2 corners. It's not looking good right now. I see Brian Burns is getting an interview before this game. I cannot for the life of me find my earphones so I can hear the audio of the game. I'll probably, if we go to a break, try to go grab something just so I can. I hate really listen to the announcers, depending on who it is, but the announcers can kind of give you updates on things, and that way you know if a player's out, if he's coming back or not. So I try to at least have it going on in my ears. What's going on, Diablo? All right, so it looks like we're going to kick off now. I'm sure you all might be a play ahead, and they got Jalen Hyatt returning kicks. Oh, man. Let's see if he actually returns this. But Jalen Hyatt is back there on kick return today. So we'll see how this goes. Kickoff from the 49ers. The Giants will receive the ball first. They kick it actually to Gunnar Olszewski away from Jalen Hyatt, and Gunnar is going to take this across the 35, and the Giants will have the ball to start things off. And again, don't know where my earphones are. I wish I could kind of have that context, but we'll keep it moving here on this first drive. And I think I don't have my normal setup here of the scoreboard. So folks who are waiting to see the scoreboard, you will get this after the first drive. I just got to drag the image of the scoreboard onto my stream, and we'll be good to go soon. So here for this first drive, Jackson Dart in the shotgun. Hand off to Tyrone Tracy. Tracy's got some space. Tracy's pushing the pile, and Tyrone Tracy's going to pick up about 5.5, 6 yards on first down. So they're going to give him 6 here on first down. Nice run from Tyrone Tracy. Let me adjust this camera a bit. Maybe move it up a little bit. All right, here we go. Another handoff to Tyrone Tracy. He's hit in the backfield, and he's going to fall forward for about a half a yard gain. Nice job by Tracy to not turn that into a loss, but of course, we want better protection. We want better protection there for the running back because he was hit, and they are going to give him a loss when he clearly fell forward. But it is what it is, folks. They're going to give him a 1 yard loss. So here we go, 3rd and 5. Quick 3rd and 5 here for the Giants. Shotgun. 3 wide receivers left, including Theo Johnson. And it looks like Ray McCloud is out there. Jackson Dart is going to take off. He's going to pick up the first down and pick it up pretty easily. Fell down pretty hard there on his left shoulder, but looks like he's okay. So the Giants offense is moving so far. 1 first down converted. Nice design. Ray McCloud looked like he was open. So I'm excited about Ray McCloud. I think he's going to have a pretty good game today. He's a guy that I've seen get open, and then we're going to hit Theo Johnson. That's actually Darius Slayton, actually. I'm tripping right there. We're going to hit Darius Slayton there for a gain of 6 on first down on a little stick route from Jackson Dart. And Marcus Bowe is out there for Jermaine Illuminor. Those are the types of things, like I said, I usually pick up if I'm hearing an announcer in the shotgun dump off to Tracy. Tracy is going to easily pick up the first down and get about 6 yards past it. So on 2nd and 4, we get about 6 or maybe 9. And the Giants so far have picked up 2 first downs and already across midfield in 49ers territory. So let's put up 7 on the board. The Giants have come out quickly almost every week putting up points on the board. So let's make this more of the same. So here we go. Shotgun again, 3 wide receiver set. Another handoff to Tracy. Tracy's picking up another 5 yards. Nice job by Tracy. Got hit pretty early on and fell forward. And that's actually Devin Singletary who got hit early. Fell forward for a couple more yards. Giants in their legacy uniforms. I actually went to not the last legacy game, but I went to the legacy game against the Commanders a couple of years ago. Another handoff to Singletary, and Singletary is going to push this pile forward and pick up another first down. The Giants offensive line to start things off are really moving people around. So this is a good sign here on offense. I think if we win this game, it's going to have to be because we dominated on offense, because I just don't have faith in the defense today. But it's football. You never know what will happen. You just never know. So here we go inside the 30-yard line. Dart, fake handoff, taking a shot. Theo Johnson, and he throws it a little short. If that linebacker would have turned around, that would have been an interception, but Theo was not able to adjust to that and catch that. So just a little short throw from Jackson Dart. It looked like he was trying for like a back shoulder. Yeah, and he's talking to Theo. It looks like just a miscommunication. It looked like he was trying for some kind of back shoulder, and Theo just wasn't on the same page as him. So you got a 2nd and 10 coming up. Theo lined up at tight end, and it looks like they're going to call this encroachment. And I couldn't tell who it was on. Again, I don't have audio. But it looks like it's on the defensive tackle, encroachment. Yeah, started a little bit earlier, got into the zone. So because he got across that line and we moved, pick up about 5 yards there. So here we go, Jackson Dart on a 2nd, and it should be 5, but they're calling it a 2nd and 10. It's clearly a 5. So 2nd and 5 here. Back in the shotgun. Hand off to Singletary. Singletary's cutting back. Singletary picks up the first down, and he's looking good today. He's moving really well, getting to the hole really fast. And this Giants run game looks really good today. One thing about Jackson Dart, he's gotten consistent help in the run game this year. Consistently, we've been able to run the football, whether it be Scatterboo, whether it be Tracy. And even on those times where we haven't had big yards per carry games, we've been able to consistently get positive yards in the run game. So Dart dropping back. Dart hitting Theo Johnson. Theo one-on-one with the DB. Stiff arms him, and Theo into the end zone. Let's go, Giants. Theo Johnson stiff-armed the guy, and then he realized, you can't tackle me, and he just got right into the end zone. Easy stuff there for the Giants on first down. This 49ers defense is torn apart with injury. And the Giants went straight down the field there. Theo Johnson, who I think I put on my bench today, gets into the end zone. Theo, I think, has 3 or 4 touchdowns this year. And this is why you take a guy like Theo Johnson, because he's a guy that can catch that ball short of the touchdown and turn it into a big play. So Giants up 7-0. Are they saying he missed the extra point? I saw it go through the uprights. Are they? I could have sworn I saw the extra point go through the upright. So today, this scoreboard team is kind of messing things up. So I'm going to try to get this figured out. I'm going to turn this camera off, right, folks, so you can still hear me talking, and I'm going to drag the correct scoreboard in, so that way we're updated, and we'll have it ready in just a second. Just a second. Give me a sec. We're going to drag this scoreboard in. That way, we got the right score. Let's see. I think we're good to go. I think we are good to go. All right. Looks like we're good to go. Why is this not showing up here? Okay. Give me a second, folks. Give me a second. Okay. Looks like we're good to go. So the Giants, I'm going to update the scoreboard, and in a second, I will be on the screen. Let's see. All right. So we're good. 7-0. Giants up. Let's get this scoreboard updated too. So we're 7-0, 10:50 left in the first. Next break, I'll probably try to find me some earphones so I can see what's going on a snap-to-snap basis here. And let's try to fix this leveling here. All right. Okay. So, yeah, not surprised there. This Giants offense has gotten down the field with Jackson Dart pretty much consistently on the first drive. I'm just concerned about the defense. That's really it. Dart's pocket presence is pretty elite for sure. I mean, I really think we got a guy with Jackson Dart. I really think we got a guy. I mean, to be honest, I think he's like talent wise, he looks like he can be the best Giants quarterback talent wise. We'll see if he can be the winner that Eli can be, that Eli was and is. But talent wise, flashy wise, making crazy throws, moving around the pocket, this guy is looking really good so far. But of course, he's got a lot to get through, a long road ahead to be anywhere close to the Giants' greats at quarterback. Phil Simms, Eli, he's got a long way to go. I won't compare him to the guys in the 60s, and I won't do that because, that's a whole different ball game. But to get in that category with Phil Simms and Eli, which right now is the gold standard for Giants quarterbacks, he's got a long way to go, but so far, so good. So, Giants up 7-0. Jamie Gillen is lining up to kick this ball off. Looks like the Niners have two DBs back there to return these punts, this kickoff. Nice to get the ball first and score first. That way, we actually didn't waste the possession at the beginning of the game. We won't be getting it out of the half, but we put up 7 at the beginning, and that looks like Ricky Pearsall. Not Ricky Pearsall. Okay. I don't know who that is because I don't have the context of what the announcer said, but Moore, number 9 for the 49ers, brought this back to around, the 35, it looked like. Mac Jones coming out 4-2 this year, averaging 266 passing yards a game. That's a lot for a guy like Mac Jones. Basically revived his career so far if he can keep it going. So they'll start off at the 32-yard line. Mac Jones back there by himself. Quick decision, and he's going to hit George Kittle for about 5 yards, and Brian Burns basically submarined him, took his legs out, and put him down on the ground. So a gain of 4 here from Mac Jones to George Kittle. And Brian Burns really did not make that an easy or a pleasant catch. It was a pretty easy catch, but him landing was not pleasant at all. So here we go, handoff to McCaffrey, and there's nowhere to go. Dexter Lawrence is all over it, and he's going to lose a half a yard. Dexter Lawrence, Raheem Nunez-Roches pretty much shut that play down, and still coughing a little bit, folks. Still getting over his cold from a couple of weeks ago, but we're pushing through. And now they're showing Brian Burns 10 sacks, most in the NFL, tied. They keep catching up to him, but he's got to keep putting them on the board. So here we go. 3rd and 7 here. McCaffrey lined up at the top of the screen. Mac Jones back there by himself. And they're going to hit Jawan Jennings, who's going to be a yard short of a first down. And it is going to be decision time here for Kyle Shanahan because he's about actually a half a yard short of a first down. And looks like they're staying on the field. Looks like they're staying on the field. Now, this week we're not going against a ridiculous tush push that, the referees can do whatever they're with. Okay, so they're going to bring out the punt team. We'll see if they still punt it or if, they fake it. But it looks like for now the Giants defense has forced a 3 and out, a unit I had no faith in. Looks like for now they forced a 3 and out, but we'll see what happens here on this punt. If it's a fake punt, and what happens. Okay, so the Niners will take a timeout. I'm pretty sure they'll talk through this 4th and 1. Are they going to punt it? Are they going to go for it? And, if they're going to go out and try to pick up this first down, whether it be a fake punt or actually going for it. So now they're showing the key injuries. Ayuk is out. I forgot about Brandon Ayuk. It's been so long. Pearsall is out. Nick Bosa is out, of course. Starting quarterback Brock Purdy is out. They're missing Fred Warner. They're missing a ton of guys, kind of similar to us, but they're missing some real dogs, especially on defense. So the Niners offense will come back out. 4th and 1 in the I formation. And I'm sure this will be some kind of quarterback sneak or toss, and they easily pick up this sneak. And the Giants are calling for, I just got a notification on my phone that said Daniel Jones touchdown. I'm like, did the Giants just score? But Daniel Jones isn't a Giant. Anyway, they're saying that Mac Jones and somebody on the 49ers offense false started. And the Giants defense is saying get them off the field. And apparently we didn't get that call. So it didn't look like a false start to me, but they were all really, really convinced it was. So, it is what it is there. Could have been a bad call, but I didn't get a chance to look at that. So let's see. Yeah, that's 100% a false start by not only Mac Jones, but also the fullback. So that should have been called, but the Niners get away with one there. 2nd and 7. Play action. Mac Jones is going to throw this short to McCaffrey, and McCaffrey's going to not actually make a guy miss, but he's going to go down after picking up about 8 yards on 2nd and 7, and Newman tackles him. Nice open field tackle from Tyler Newman. But, looking like already the refs are doing their thing and screwing us over because they should have gone backwards 5 yards because that was a false start by 2 49ers players. But the Giants defense has to lock in at the same time. And here we go, a dump off to McCaffrey again. And this time, McCaffrey is going to get swarmed by Corey Black and Bobby Okereke and lose 4 yards. So this will make a 2nd and 14. And we already know, folks, when the Giants defense gets in 2nd and 10-plus yard situations, they're going to give it up. That's just what happens this year. I don't make the rules. I just tell you what they are. So this will be a 2nd and 14, 2nd and 13 coming up for the 49ers. And you already know that the 49ers are going to be able to pick this up. Mac Jones forever to throw. Mac Jones, they're going to call simultaneous possession, and they're going to call a first down here. And that's Jawan Jennings, it looks like. And again, what did I say? And that's Deonte Banks in coverage. Actually, decent coverage by them. They both caught it, but they're going to give simultaneous possession to the offense every time. But what do I say? 2nd and long, 2nd and 13. You know they're getting a first down. 100%. 100% of the time, they're getting a first down. So, clearly, what a joke, man. Pitch here to McCaffrey. I just saw a block in the back right there, and they picked up a first down. Okay, they're doing their thing here. They're doing their thing here with this BS. McCaffrey got a pitch. There was a nice block. They washed Thibodeau inside, and someone was there to wrap him up, and he just got blocked in the back, and there's no call there. So that's now 2 missed calls here on this drive. I hate to be the ref guy, But it's just like so disgusting to watch this officiating on both sides every week. So McCaffrey back there still by himself, 1st and 10. Mac Jones dropping back into the shotgun from under center. Play clock winding down. Mac Jones staring down his receiver, and the receiver made a second move to try to pick up some yards. So let's see if they'll give them forward progress where he initially caught it, or if they'll have him run backwards like he did and try to make another move forward and give him that spot there. So he caught it here. Yeah, and Thibodeau got washed out on that run. That was a bad play by Thibodeau. You cannot let McCaffrey outside on that last play. But they're going to have a 2nd and 6 here, so they did have him move back. 2nd and 6, Mac Jones still in the shotgun. Hand off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's got 2 men to beat, and he picks up, 3.5? So this will be a 3rd and 3 coming up. And it's just so frustrating because, again, they shouldn't be in this situation, but because of bad officiating, they are. Driving down here. And my stream is lagging a little bit. Let's get through this drive before you conk out. The gang tackling today has been really good. So whatever they've been told this week, keep telling them that. Here we go. 3rd and 3. Corey Black is in coverage here. It looks like we're going zone coverage here in the red zone. Yeah, I see Christian McCaffrey wide open. Nobody picked up the number 1 player on the field, which is Christian McCaffrey, and he was wide open. Wide open in the end zone. Wide open. Just walks right in. And, I mean, that's just what happens. It looks like I said, it looked like it was zone. But they clearly played some kind of man coverage, and my stream went out literally after McCaffrey walked into the end zone. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get back on. But for now, it's like, how do you lose Christian McCaffrey as a receiver? They want to use this guy as a receiver, especially in the red zone, and you just completely lose him. I don't know how that happens. Like, I have no idea. Like, this game right now, if not for bad officiating, should be, we should be knocking on the door of 14-0. That's not going to happen. But after the bad officiating, you got to step up and make plays. Because what are we doing here? Like, Christian McCaffrey is wide open in the red zone. What are we doing? Let's see if I can find another stream, and it looks like I'm going to have some difficulties. Looks like we're going to have some difficulties right now. That was way too easy. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's way too easy. Way too easy. Let's get this to update. And now we got a 7-7 ball game. Looks like the extra point is good. Oh yeah, I was just there. That just went out. That just went out for me. So I'm trying to get back in. Yeah, the thing is, like I said, I don't say any of those names on stream because YouTube will get rid of this. They'll get rid of the stream. They'll like kick me off, or just like block my channel, like hide it. But that site that you just mentioned never even went down. Like that like the news that came out about it, it never even really went down. It was up like literally minutes after that news came out. They said, "Oh no, it's shut down." It never went out. Right now it's out though. At least the stream is for me. Hopefully I can get back into something before Jackson Dart and the offense get back on the screen. If not, I may have to look at the game track. So here we go. Looks like I found another stream. Not sure how up to date it is, but beggars can't be choosers. Because the NFL puts out a bad product, I can't use Sunday Ticket and stream at the same time because they think I'm literally trying to show them the game. They literally think I'm trying to show off the game. Like they think I'm trying to broadcast the game if I go to Sunday Ticket and try to watch the game while I'm streaming myself. So because their product is flawed, I have to use other resources. So here we go. Mac Jones on the sideline, talking to, looks like, I don't think that's Kyle Shanahan, talking to his offensive coordinator or quarterback coach. But that was way too easy. They went right down the field. We got them on a fourth down. They false started. We didn't get the call, but they still got 40 more yards after that. And on top of that, McCaffrey is wide open in the end zone. That's inexcusable. Like, he's the number one guy you account for. And it looks like Jalen Hyatt there. Looks like Jalen Hyatt brought that back to the 32, 33 yard line. Why Banks always getting tortured. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Deontay Banks was in great coverage right there and basically intercepted the ball, but he just has the worst luck when playing the ball. It's like the guy's always open. Handoff here from Dart, actually a short pass. This is the Wandale, and Wandale's just not able to make anything happen. He broke 5 or 6 tackles, but that ball was probably poorly placed from Jackson Dart, and because it was poorly placed, Wandale wasn't able to catch it and get straight upfield. And because of that, we end up losing about 3 yards on first down. So that's not what we want, but it is what it is. So 2nd and 12 actually coming up, still in the shotgun. When we lose Scatterboo, we go away from being under center. This is a dump off to Tracy. Tracy has got to make the first guy miss. 1-on-1 with the linebacker. They're going to give Tracy, I think, 3 or 4 yards on that. They gave him 2. They gave him 2 right there. I'm kind of concerned about these refs spots. This game on both sides, I've seen some really weird spots. But here we go, 3rd and 10 coming up. Looks like the 49ers are dialing up some kind of blitz with this middle linebacker creeping up. Dart making some calls at the line of scrimmage, 5 forward. And there was a clear false start from Marcus Bowe that didn't get called. And we hit, it looks like, Darius Slayton there, but he's 3 yards short of a first down. And it looks like the Giants will punt. So quick 3 and out there from the Giants. And it is what it is right there. But also, like I said, the refs on both sides are screwing up because Marcus Bowe had the clearest false start that I've seen today. Almost as clear. Well, actually, second clearest. Almost as clear as the false start that we got from the 49ers' entire backfield. Oh, my gosh. Giants, please. Oh, my gosh. We got a great punt there from Jamie Gillen, and all they had to do was hit the ball out of the end zone, and they just couldn't. And the 49ers will start here at the 20-yard line. So at the very least, the Giants' field position game is usually in a good spot besides last week where it was horrible. But the 49ers will be starting at the 20-yard line here because we were able to punt from our own 35, 40-yard line. Our defense hasn't stopped anything in the last 4 quarters. Yeah, it's a joke, man. It's a joke. Again, and that's the thing is we had a 3 and out. And they should have punted there because, again, there was a false start that didn't get called. The entire 49ers backfield false starts. There's no call there. But what's so annoying to me is that the Giants defense, it seems like they kind of gave up. Oh, we already saw the false start, so we're not going to try. You still have to play through that whistle. But either way, you got to stop somebody. You got to stop. It's hard to win if you don't stop anybody. Ask the Dallas Cowboys, ask the Bengals last year. It's hard to win. So just a quick check on the stats so far for this game. Mac Jones is 6 for 6, 47 yards and a touchdown. Easy. Christian McCaffrey already has 5 carries, 19 yards with a long of 16. So that shows you that he had 1 16-yard carry and 4 carries where he had 3 yards combined on those 4 carries. So the Giants defense, again, once again, they're in a situation where they're shutting down the run 85, 90% of the time, and then they're just giving up carries of long runs, and that's messing up their average. But even then, McCaffrey's still only averaging 3.8 yards a carry. So That's what we're looking at there. Mac Jones, no resistance. Jackson Dart, 6 for 7. 1 touchdown. Singletary, 3 carries, 20 yards. Tracy, 2 carries, 5 yards. Hasn't been able to get anything done. Dart, of course, ran for that first down. Theo Johnson, 2 targets, 1 catch, 15 yards, and a touchdown. So nothing crazy so far. The 49ers will get this ball, and the Giants defense has another opportunity to get off the field. Like I said last time, they did enough to get off the field in that third down, but you cannot depend on the refs, apparently, to make the right calls. You just can't depend on them. Can't depend on them. They're going to screw you over. Just like, again, the 49ers, we had a false start on our third down, but the 49ers were able to make that tackle and get off the field. So 1st and 10 here, Mac Jones under center. Play action, dump off to Juszczyk, who's literally going to drag a guy for an extra 6 yards. Moisau gets dragged, and Juszczyk picks up the first down on this screen play. Not many teams are running screens to their fullback, so that's tough to prepare for. But I want Moisau to be a little more aggressive there, like maybe actually tackle the guy. We've been doing really good with the gang tackling, but that time it was only Moisau. Oh, yeah, I saw that too, Silent Chris. The Eagles got Jair Alexander for a 7th-round pick. Like, crazy stuff. And McCaffrey right there has got a nice hole. He's going to pick up 12 yards here on first down. Another pitch. The 49ers are going to start to realize that, hey, if we attack the edges against this Giants defense, there's going to be no resistance. There's no resistance to the edges of this Giants defense in the run game. Even in the screen game, there's no resistance to the edges. Cornerbacks can't tackle. They can't get off blocks. And let's see if this is a false start here from the 49ers. Looks like it. All right. So a false start here from the 49ers. It looks like it is, can't tell what position this guy is. But the 49ers will go back 5 yards. So it should be a 1st and 15. And again, the scoreboard people are just screwing up, man. Like, the 49ers are in a 1st and 15 situation, and you got a 1st and 10 on the screen. Horrible work today from them. Pitch up the middle, and McCaffrey made a nasty juke, man, and picked up like 8 yards. Like, they had McCaffrey dead to rights for like a 1 yard gain, and he just, I think that was Okereke. I don't know who it was, but he made a nasty move and just made somebody miss and picked up another like 6-7 yards after that move that he made. So they'll have a 2nd and, what is this? 2nd and 7 coming up. Still under center. Pitch to, oh my gosh. This 49ers team is starting to realize that if we get under center and pitch this ball, this Giants team can't stop it. Because I'm not sure. This is Brian Robinson, actually. That's who that is. Brian Robinson caught this pitch, got upfield, and the blocking is just everybody's getting sealed off. Oh my gosh. The pressure that this Giants offense is under, and now we're at the end of the first quarter, but the pressure that this Giants offense is under to score literally every single time they touch the ball is there. It's there. Because this defense cannot stop anything. Literally can't stop anything. It's like we get back there on run D and don't finish. Yeah, we consistently are in the backfield, and they just like stand there and just watch guys run by them. It's undisciplined run defense. That's what it is. He's a passenger. Dex had a nice run stop where it was a really dominant run stop earlier on this game, but again, he's not making the same impact. A lot of people were upset with Carl Banks for him saying that Dexter Lawrence, nobody respects him anymore. It was obvious. Carl Banks literally said last week, or this week, I think it may have been last week after the Broncos game. Carl Banks literally said that Bill Parcells came up to him and said, I'm beginning to think that I have higher expectations for you than you have for yourself. And, if you don't have those expectations, let me know so we can get somebody else in there. So he basically was saying that was the way that he got motivated in the past. Basically, I'm saying, like, you're not a respectable player. You don't have much, you don't have much going on for you. Let's see if we can replace you. He basically was trying to do that to Dexter Lawrence by saying nobody respects you. He obviously knows that they're doubling Dexter. The guy watches the film every week. He knows they're doubling Dexter Lawrence almost every play. But the Dexter Lawrence that he was in the past, for the past 3 years, has not been here this year. Whether it's because of injury, whether it's because he was sick a couple of weeks ago, whether it be because, the stress of him having a kid this year, he's not the same player. And it's just that simple. And yeah, Thibodeau he's got these very, very high run grades. But today, Thibodeau is not doing well at all. Like he's not doing well against the run in that. He's out of position. He's giving up contained, even when he's not containing. Like he's getting washed out. So he's got a very tall task going against Trent Williams, especially in the run game. Trent Williams is a dominant run blocker. So he's got a tall task, but we need you to play disciplined football. You don't have to be dominant, just play disciplined football. 1st and 10 here. Mac Jones forever to throw the football. He's got a man wide open. And again, this Giants defense continues to fold. They have not stopped. You're right. They haven't stopped anybody for the last 4 quarters. What's going on? Let them live. I don't know if Carl Banks is a guy that I want being the defensive coordinator. But attitude-wise, I would love for somebody to hold people accountable. There's McCaffrey cutting it back here on this toss, and the Giants defense finally steps up and makes a play. McCaffrey's going to go backwards for 3 yards, but again, and 2nd and long, anytime it's 2nd and 10 or more, the teams pick it up. So 2nd and 11, we know for a fact, like I said last, for 2nd and 13, we know for a fact here on 2nd and 11 that this team is going to pick up a first down, and in the red zone here, it's probably going to be a touchdown. There's been no resistance at all since the Giants should have had that 3 and out on that first couple of plays. There's been no resistance at all from the defense. No pass rush. And there's Thibodeau actually breaking free. Oh, my gosh. So he threw it short to Kittle. Kittle got hit by 2 guys and basically turned around and stretched the ball out. So this will be a 3rd and 4. So 7 yards from Kittle on 2nd and long. That time, Thibodeau actually got some pressure off the right tackle, but he was just too late. And I don't understand this alignment that Shane Bowen is playing with. He's got Raheem Nunez-Roches basically coming off the edge. Thibodeau on the other side. It's like I don't understand his alignment a lot of times. 3rd and 4 here for the 49ers. Looks like everybody's bunched up, and oh my gosh. Corey Black could not have played that worse. Corey Black manned up against Jawan Jennings, and Jawan Jennings cooked this guy on a whip route. And the 49ers go up 14-7. So, again, if the Giants are going to win this game, it's going to have to be because of the offense. And Corey Black just got destroyed and then allowed the yards after the catch. I don't understand why we're just lining up Corey Black out there. I don't understand why we're like, there has to be other players there besides Corey Black. He was a 7th round pick that looked okay in college, but he's just not, he's not that guy. He's not that guy, pal. He's not that guy. So the 49ers go up 14-7. And again, this is going to have to be a game that the offense wins. It's just that simple. This defense is a mess. They're missing a Debo. They're missing Flott. It's just a mess. And sadly, it really seems like that's actually going to be a reason we lose this game, or it's going to be a reason this game is closer than it needs to be, because I really think Debo and Flott are able to be better. Yeah, Silent Chris, the thing is, I just feel like there's other options. Like, I just feel like there's always other options besides putting somebody out there that you know can't do the job. Like, whether it's a practice squad player, whether it's you signing somebody else, like I think we signed somebody from the Jets practice squad. Whether it's that, like, I think he's like a reserve player for us today. These players, oh my God. I'm yawning, man. These players have to be better options than Corey Black. We know for a fact that Corey Black cannot. We know he can't cover. We know Deontay Banks can't keep contained. We know a lot of times he gives things up, but at least he can cover a bit to where, like, if they throw it to him, he's going to give up the pass. He's going to give that up regardless. But his coverage is sometimes good enough to where they're not going to throw it there. But Corey Black can't do anything right. He's a guy that didn't even want to be a Giant. He left the Giants, didn't want to come back to the practice squad, went to the Jets, and we claimed him from the Jets. So he didn't pick the Giants. We claimed him from the Jets practice squad. Didn't even want to be a Giant. And we bring this guy back and just start him. Giants defense has given up 85 points in the last. Oh my gosh, this little symbol is I can't see I'll throw it on the stage. Okay. Giants defense has given up 85 points in the last 6 quarters of play. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. 85 points in 6 quarters. Let's do some quick maths. Let's do some quick maths on this. 85 points in 6 quarters. 85 divided by 6. So we're giving up 2 touchdowns a quarter. How many drives the offenses usually get a quarter? 2 drives. Probably if they're long drives, they get 2 drives a quarter. So the Giants defense is basically giving up a touchdown every single drive. Every single drive. Yeah, if we had a defense that could close out a game, if we had better coaching, we would probably be 5-3 right now, or whatever right here. But you get what I'm saying. We probably would be in a much better spot, definitely. Got a Niners fan in here. Gunnar Olszewski's taking this back. He's going to take this across the 35 to the 36. All right. So Jackson Dart is going to have to score every time he touches the ball, because again, we're missing a Debo, we're missing Flott. We're missing our top 2 corners, and we have nobody behind it. Jackson Dart put on his Superman costume and went to the hospital and helped out, made some kids days, made some kids months. He's going to have to put on the Superman cape right now, and I don't need him to do something ridiculous, but I need him to make some plays here. They're rolling him right here. He's going to hit Wandale, who's going to make a guy miss and then fall forward for a first down. Nice play by Wandale Robinson to get some yardage after the catch, and they're going to call him short, even though he clearly picked up the first down. The spots today, again, on both sides, I've seen some short spots. I've seen some generous spots. The spotting is horrible today. 2nd and 1 here. Handoff to Singletary. Singletary's got a little gap, and he's going to pick up the first down and stop there. Again, the spots from these referees today, I just don't get it. It's like these referees don't know how to they don't know how to do the basic things of being a referee. Spotting the ball, knowing where the first down marker is. It's like crazy. 1st and 10 here for the Giants. Ray McCloud in motion. Under center, Jackson Dart is going to play action. He's going to hit Singletary, who's going to break a couple tackles and fall forward and make this a 2nd and 3 coming up for the Giants. So nice start to this drive so far. And they're going to call it a 2nd and 4 instead of a 2nd and 3. So again, the ball is consistently being spotted short. It's consistently being spotted short. And again, this isn't me just saying like, oh, the Giants are getting, it's the Niners that have been spotted short too. It's been consistently spotted short today. And then my stream goes out. It looked like some kind of RPO. And they're going to call it a 3rd and 4. So I'm guessing it was either a run for no gain or an incomplete pass on an RPO. But here we are, 3rd and 4. Jackson Dart making some calls at the line of scrimmage in a shotgun bunch formation. You had a guy jump off sides, and it looks like the 49ers are going to gift us a first down. Let's see if they call that false start And they're going to call it a false start. So it's not going to be offsides. Not going to be offsides. It's going to be a false start. And they're going to say it's on John Michael Smith. False start on the center is just terrible, man. And the stream is just going haywire. Just can't put it back in full screen. Okay. Yeah, man. Like, we got the voice of the Lord, Pastor K. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. The injuries that both teams have gotten, but specifically the Niners, as far as like losing Fred, and we get another false start. Brian Dable has to lose his job, man. Like, the dude has to lose his job. He has to look like this team consistently just falls apart whenever they are like, they get themselves in manageable situations on offense and defense, and then they just fall apart. You go from a third and 3 to a 3rd and 13 because of 2 false starts back to back. You get teams in 2nd and 13s and you give up 14 yards. You get teams in 2nd and 19s, you give up 20 yards. You get teams in 2nd and 30s, you give up 31 yards. Dart throwing it short. Theo Johnson's got some work to do. He's not going to do that work. They're short. They'll punt. And guess what? Would have probably been picked up, but the offensive line, 2 false start penalties. This team is so undisciplined. So undisciplined. And I don't know how we can win this game in a shootout if we can't do the little things correctly. Because we just killed our own drive. Like, this type of offense that Dable wants to run, where it's just staying ahead of schedule. That works well if you don't make mistakes. But this team makes so many mistakes. On defense, we consistently get people behind the sticks. And then don't get off the field. Like, consistently. We get sacks. We get tackles for loss. We cause people to be scared of this pass rush, and they jump early. We consistently get teams behind the sticks, and we consistently let them convert those into first downs. Last week, again, a 2nd and 31 we gave up. This week, we've given up a 2nd and 13, and we allowed them to convert after a 2nd and 11. So 2nd and 11, they converted after they, got a little bit closer on 3rd down. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to play ball control offense or ball control defense, which is what Dable's philosophy seems to be, we think about him as this aggressive guy, but he loves to run this offense and defense where it's a slow burn, where you just don't make mistakes. You get 6 yards, you get 5 yards, you get 3 yards, you get 6 yards, you get 5 yards, you get 3 yards. That works well if you don't make mistakes. But we clearly can't get through this without making mistakes. Our defense is making Mac Jones look like Indiana Jones. Nobody's looking good as Indiana Jones. But it's not our defense. I mean, Mac Jones has played pretty well, but I would say the defense is not playing well at the same time. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying Mac Jones isn't acting out of character for how he's played this year, but also, the defense has not played well. And again, football is a game of momentum. It's a game of momentum. You got to take advantage. What just happened here? Okay. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I wonder what happens here when I'm checking these other screens. Hopefully, I'm not going off of the screen. But Mac ain't no Purdy. Yeah, Mac Jones is not Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has got to be like the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. Like, people just consider Brock Purdy to just be like this borderline backup that's just getting carried. But Brock Purdy is a really good player. Brock Purdy can actually do things off schedule. He can actually move around. Like, Brock Purdy's a different player. Mac Jones is a stationary guy, but he's just sitting back there, and this Giants pass rush is not getting a rush on him at all. So that's one thing that has to happen, is that, yes, the DBs are not – they shouldn't be out there. They shouldn't be on an NFL field 100%. But at the same time, it's like you got to get a rush. You got to get a rush on the passer. I don't expect any of these guys to dominate Trent Williams. But on the other side, up the middle, you got to get some type of a pass rush because Mac Jones has been back there a couple of times and just sort of held the ball and waited for his guys to get open. And there's been I don't think he's been hit yet today. So here we go. 1st and 10, quick throw to Kittle. And Kittle's going to pick up a quick 13, 14 yards, go out of bounds. And Niners already on schedule, already moving the ball. I'm pretty sure that Mac Jones is still not thrown an incompletion. Let me make sure. Because this is disgusting if he hasn't. He's 12 for 12. Mac Jones right now is 12 for 12, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This is disgusting. Hand off here to McCaffrey. McCaffrey is going to get about 3 yards here on 1st down. But, yeah, again, this Giants defense has got it. I mean, at this point, adjustments have to be made by the defensive coordinator. If a quarterback has not thrown an incompletion, he's 12 for 12, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and you're halfway through the second quarter, something needs to be done differently. Something needs to be changed. Like, something needs to be changed here. 2nd and 8 here. Play action. Mac Jones getting rid of it. You got, I mean, this is just disgusting. Like, guys are wide open again. This is Deonte Banks, man. It's like, I understand Banks has struggled. Mac Jones is actually 13 for 13, unless you're talking about Daniel Jones in another game. But Mac Jones right now is 13 for 13, 150 yards probably now. And let's see. Or maybe they already counted that. But either way, he hasn't thrown an incompletion. Pitch. I love this 49ers run scheme, man. They just love running that where they're faking a toss. But the Giants defense stepped up right there. They pick up about 2 yards here on 1st down. So that 12 for 12 that I saw was a little bit ahead of my stream. So 12 for 12, 130 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up again. Getting teams behind schedule where, you know, they have to make something happen here on 2nd and 8. But again, if you're not able to execute when you get teams in advantageous situations, it's like, come on, man. And Mac Jones is going to pick up about a yard here on a scramble when he couldn't find anybody open. Luckily, still had too much time for my taste. And it looks like the Giants, the way they're rushing is like, are you trying to keep contained? Like, are you trying to keep contained on Mac Jones? It's Mac Jones. So 3rd and 7, you got the guy behind the sticks. And again, this Giants defense has struggled here all year long. 4 years. The entire Shane Bowen regime. 3rd and 7 here. Can you get off the field? Looks like they're going zone. Mac Jones throwing it short. And you get a nice tackle here from, it looks like, a guy I've never heard of. Oh, that's Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles actually makes the tackle. Flanagan-Fowles actually steps up. If I'm not mistaken, Flanagan-Fowles, was he a 49er or was he a Raven? I can't remember. But either way, he's going to go down short here. Yeah, 13-13, but at least they're punting. So the 49ers actually get stopped for the first time today. And Thomas Morstead, the guy who's got to be like 63 years old now, is going to punt this off. And let's see what we got. Gunnar Olszewski is going to call for a fair catch, and the Giants will start at the, 7-yard line? And this punter's over the moon because that was a nice punt. Okay, he is an ex-Niner. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, it's 2nd and 3rd stringers out there for us, too. It's a whole, preseason game, except it's in the regular. But, I mean, the Niners, man, we talk about Giants, the Giants medical staff, they need to be fired because of all the injuries. But the Niners have had the worst luck with injuries that I've ever seen over, a 4 or 5 year period. Every year, you all have, 5, 6, 7 key players out. You got Ayuk out. You got Fred Warner out. You got Nick Bosa out. It's crazy how many players consistently for you all get hurt. And you all are halfway through the season with no no players, and for some reason Kyle Shanahan is still able to get these players to execute and play disciplined football, which is really what we need for the Giants. Which is why I'm hoping that they just get, they get excited and they fire John Harbaugh in Baltimore. Or they fire Mike Tomlin for the Steelers, because we just need a disciplined team that can just play just disciplined football, execute. Like that coaching is so underrated in the NFL. Mara was hugging Tibbs before the game. I think he was just hugging him. I don't think they'll move Thibodeau right now, unless some team is offering us a first round pick that they think will be like a top 15 pick. I don't think they're giving up Tibbs, because like I'm thinking that the market for Thibodeau now, he's looking like a good edge player in NFL, which is valuable. A good edge player in the NFL is valuable, and he looks like a borderline Pro Bowler type of guy, but he still hasn't proven that he can be the number one edge. He can go out there and get you 12 sacks he just still hasn't proven that. And he's not like a guy who's getting consistent. He's gotten a bunch of pressure, so I'm not going to say that, but I just don't know if we would get a second round pick for him. But him in this role right now, well, I know we get a second round pick, but I don't know if we get like a high first round pick for him, is what I'm saying. I don't think anybody's willing to give up a top 15 pick for Kayvon Thibodeau. Like if it's I was going to say the Bears. If it's the Dolphins, I don't think they're giving up their first round pick. That's going to be a top 8 pick, top 5 pick for Kayvon Thibodeau. So here we go, hand off to Singletary. He's just keeping his legs moving. And I think they're going to probably give him 2 right there. Or they'll probably give him 1, because, again, the spots have been bad. Or they gave him 3. So they gave him more than what he got. So, again, the spots continue to be strange. And I don't know if these spots are just bad from the referees or if the scoreboard operator is bad, because, again, I've seen some weird things today for the scoreboard operator where they have the wrong down and distance down. They got the wrong score. I've seen some problems. So Dart is moving around in the pocket. Dart escaping. Dart is going to get sacked from behind. And he looked like he almost dropped the ball. But, I mean, he got way too comfortable back then. Way too comfortable back there. Appreciate you for dropping in here. Appreciate you for stopping by. Had a 49ers fan in here, man. Have a good one. Definitely praying for help for both teams. Yeah, Jackson Dart has got to get rid of the ball. He's way too comfortable back there. Like, way too comfortable. You got to pay attention. And I don't even know how that dude, like, for Cleveland Farrell to get that sack, Jackson Dart held the ball for so long right there. And it looks like the Niners are going to come after him here on 3rd and 12. Short throw to Wandale, and he's going nowhere. So that was a horrible. I think Dart did fumble the ball. I think he just fell on top of it. And there's no way they're going to be able to put that on Andrew Thomas, because Andrew Thomas ran Cleveland Farrell all the way around Jackson Dart from the left side of the field to the right side. And Jackson Dart just stood there for so long that eventually he was going to get sacked. And that's really what killed the drive. Like, that's what killed the drive. So the Giants, after finally getting the stop, have their worst drive today by far. Gillen's going to kick this deep. He's got a lot of space to run with this. And let's see. He's crossing midfield. And it looked like there was only going to be a late hit right there. But the 49ers will get this ball in our territory after punting. So, I mean, their offense has been off the field for what? How long? Like 30 seconds? Maybe like a minute and a half? Maybe 2-3 minutes tops. And they're back on the field. And our defense is back on the field. So, Dart has got to move, man. Like, he could have gotten hurt doing that. Just standing around, not being aware of what's going on. You got to have a clock in your head to where you can't just stand back there. If you're going to say, like, okay, I got to hold on to the ball, like, at some point you got to run forward or you got to do something. But you can't stand there like that. But this game isn't looking too good. I think this game is probably going to get out. It's going to get out of hand. It's going to get out of hand. I just can't see this game going too well. It looks like it's going to get out of hand because this defense is going to give up a touchdown here. It's a 7-point game. It shouldn't be out of reach, but this defense is not going to make the play that they need to make to either push them out of field goal range when they get into it or hold them out of field goal range or stop them from scoring a touchdown, which they will. They're going to score a touchdown. And this offense today is like, they're so efficient today, but they've just made all the necessary mistakes they needed to make sure that they don't have more points on the board. Again, when you play this pitter-patter type of football where you're trying to get 6 yards every play, you can't make mistakes because you're going to get 6 yards. If you're in the 3rd and 3, you're going to get 6 yards. If you're in the 3rd and 5, you're going to get 6 yards. If you're in the 3rd and 18, you're going to get 6 yards. So you have to play mistake-free football, and you can't do that when you have players that can't play mistake-free football. Feel like our D-line is going to make a stand. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. They have been getting dominated pretty much today. They've had some nice plays in the run game, but as far as in the pass game, they just been standing around. Just basically been standing around. And then the times where they have gotten pressure, there's been guys instantly open. Like you got Corey Black and Deonte Banks just instantly giving up the inside. Like it's like you're gonna give up a slant where you have inside leverage. I just don't get it, man. So here we are, 1st and 10 for the Niners at our 41-yard line. Pitch to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's being patient. He's going to pick up 2.5, 3 yards there on 1st down. Decent job right there by Corey Black, keeping contained. You're a full minute behind the actual game. Wow. I'm a little behind, but I'm not too far behind. So here we go. 49ers coming out for 2nd and 7, it looks like it'll be. We'll see what the spot is. They're going to call it a 2nd and 8. Under center still. Use check in motion. Mac Jones is under pressure. Raheem Nunez-Roches and Thibodeau coming up with the sack. I don't know who said that the defensive line was going to step up, but they stepped up right there. They stepped up right there. That was silent Chris. They took a stand. They took a stand right there. Dex gets doubled and actually took up the double team and moved some guys, and Raheem Nunez-Roches took advantage of his one-on-one and basically created that sack, and Thibodeau came and cleaned it up. So we'll see if they give Thibodeau a half a sack there, but 3rd and 17. How much you all want to bet they're going to pick up this 1st down on 3rd and 17? Short throw to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to make a guy miss, and he gets them in the field goal range. He gets them in the field goal range. And they're going to go for it. What did I say, folks? What did I say? Here on 3rd and 5. Here on 4th and 5, the Niners are going to go for it. Mac Jones is bleeding. Bloody nose. 2-minute warning. But this defense, man, is disgusting. 3rd and 17, and you give up 12 yards, and now they're probably trying to draw us off sides, but they'll probably jump. They'll probably jump. So it's like they always find a way to make sure that we have teams in the worst possible situations. You got Kayvon Thibodeau, you got Abdul Carter, you got the sack leader of the NFL, and you got Dexter Lawrence, who's supposed to be, an all-pro dominant interior rusher. And you got them in a 3rd and 17 situation, a 3rd and 17 situation. And for you to even make that a palatable 4th down, for them to even think about going for it, it's just disgusting. It's just so infuriating that this team with Shane Bowen consistently cannot find ways to get off the field when they're in advantageous situations. Bobby Skinner over on Giants Nation, on the Giants Nation show, put out stats that basically said the Giants are giving up 90% of the time, where they're in a second and third and 10 or more. They're 90% of the time giving up a first down. Teams are averaging double-digit yards in those situations. They're averaging like 15 yards on second and third and long. So we're going to see what they do coming out. Like I said, I think they probably, with 2 minutes left to go, I would say Shanahan doesn't have to be that aggressive. I think they're gonna come out and probably try to draw us off sides, but I'm not 100% sure that the Giants will be able to stop themselves from jumping. And if they don't jump and they do go for it, then I'm not sure that this Giants defense can stop them from getting 5 yards on 4th and 5. Like I'm just not sure. And I think the biggest issue, besides Shane Bowen not being a good defensive coordinator, because we didn't have this issue with Wink Martindale, but I think the biggest issue is the fact that we don't have a linebacker that can run and hit. Like we don't have a guy that can be rangy, make plays, all that. We don't have that guy. So when guys are catching the ball in the middle of the field and there's a little space, there's nobody coming to clear things up. So 4th and 5 coming up for the Niners. All we have to do is not jump. There's 18 seconds on the play clock. The 49ers are trying their best to try to make us jump off sides. There's 10 seconds left on the play clock. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3. Let's see if they'll take the timeout and kick this field goal. All right, so they'll take the timeout and they're going to probably send out the field goal unit. So the Giants didn't jump off sides. I am shocked that they didn't jump. I'm very shocked. So the Niners will, again, and it's just so frustrating because we sacked him. We sacked him at the 50-yard line, and we let them get 15 yards there. Like, we let them get back in the field goal range. So they're going to line up and kick this field goal. We'll see if they make it or not. If they miss it, then, obviously it's a win. But if not, it's like, why couldn't we keep them out of field goal range when they're getting sacked at the 50-yard line? So Eddie Pinheiro has a long of 59 this season. He's going to line up to kick a 54-yarder. It's crazy. This NFL, the kickers these days, they just make everything. And it looks like he barely made that. It was short. He kicked it so low. I thought he was going to miss that. It looked like it got blocked or something. But they're going to kick that through the uprights. So did that get tipped? I think it did get tipped. Yeah, that got tipped right there. We blocked that field goal, but it still ended up going through. So let me update the scoreboard. I'm just telling you, man, like there's so many posts that's one thing that I'm not going to lie to you. That kind of annoys me sometimes. I've done so many post-game videos where like I've been ranting about this team. Like, and then somebody always just says it's 34-13, not 28-13, not 27. Like, there's always somebody that comes and just is so pressed about the score in a game that we got blown out because I was so upset that I didn't update the scoreboard in the last second garbage time. Like, people are so weird, man. I just don't get it. I just don't get why people are so obsessed with the scoreboard in a game that you got blown out in. But anyway, scoreboard's updated. We're here 17-7. What's going on here? Can I get what? That was strange, man. This bottom scoreboard here for some reason was pulled over to the side. But it's like I just need a lot more from this defense. Like, cornerbacks missing or not, this is the NFL. And the fact that you have guys in situations where offenses are literally panicking because it's a 3rd and 31. It's a 2nd and 31. It's a 2nd and 18. And like teams are consistently saying, oh, well, we'll just get into a manageable situation. We'll kick a first down. We'll kick a field goal. Or, we'll just pick up 18 yards on a 2nd and 16. I just don't get it, man. Like there has to be something that can be done. Like Shane, like having bad linebackers or not, there's something schematically wrong with this team and in second and third and long situations because they've never capitalized on these situations. We don't get turnovers on these situations. We don't get sacks in these situations. We don't break passes up in these situations. They're always completions. And if they're not completions for first downs, they're completions that will get them in the scoring distance. So, yeah, Mac Jones is looking like a top quarterback because he's played like that, like I said, a lot of the year. But also, he has not thrown an incomplete pass today. Are we still there? Let's check on that. Has he thrown an incomplete pass? Still hasn't. 14 for 14, 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's inexcusable. That's inexcusable. Jalen Hyatt trying to return this kick looks ridiculous, man. Like, get this guy off. He cannot move side to side, and we have him on kick return. They're showing Chuba Hubbard. I saw some dumb trade where they said we should trade Thibodeau for Chuba Hubbard. That was Rico Dowdle to score for the Panthers, though. Here we are, 1st and 10, shotgun with Jackson Dart, Tyrone Tracy in the backfield, Wandale in motion. Wandale's caught a bunch of passes for nothing today. Dart back there, relaxing. Dart moving. Dart hitting Wandale Robinson, and Wandale was literally running backwards. He had 4 yards, and he ran backwards and picked up a yard. Like, are you kidding me? This is not college, man. This is not college. They gave him forward progress, though, because the refs are so bad at spotting the football. And now Darius Moisau is out. Okay. Anyway, Jackson Dart is going to run this quarterback draw, and he took the wrong hole. The left side was wide open. The left side was wide open, and he just ran into a tackle. So the Giants are right back here on 3rd and long. Right back where they've been all year, all game long today. And they probably will not pick it up here on 3rd and long at their own 31-yard line or 30.5-yard line. Wandale in motion. Shotgun and the Niners will take a timeout. 53 seconds left. So I couldn't tell if that clock was running. I think it was. The Niners took the timeout. They're trying to get some time so they can get the ball back and go downfield. Oh, my gosh. I mean, like, the mistakes today, it's like if you guys could just execute, this game would be 17-14 right now. Between both quarterbacks, the ball has hit the ground once today, except Jackson Dart has thrown this ball so short. He's thrown the ball so short today that he's only got 65 yards on 11 completions. Here we go. 3rd and 7. Shotgun still. Tyrone Tracy in the backfield. 3 wide receiver set. Wandale in the slot. Ray McLeod on the outside. Slayton on the other side. And Dart is... Jackson Dart hit Theo Johnson right in the hands, and Theo just dropped the football for the first down. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Here on 3rd and 7, Jackson Dart delivers, and Theo Johnson just drops the football. And he does this every week. Every week. Now we got 49 seconds left, an incomplete pass. And the Niners are going to go right down the field and get another field goal. And they're going to get the ball out of the half, miss a tackle on this punt team. Oh, my gosh, man. Theo Johnson with an amazing play today for a touchdown and a drop that probably gives the Niners some points today. Because this Giants defense, let's be real, 38 seconds left on the board. There might as well be 20 minutes on the board. And it's like, can you consistently live with this, man? Like, can you consistently live with this guy dropping the ball? Because, again, when he catches it, it's just usually good things happen. Like usually good things happen when he catches it, but when he doesn't catch it, it's usually in crucial situations. And the way Jackson Dart is built, I could just eventually see this guy just like embarrassing Theo Johnson on the sideline, yelling at him. Is like, here we go, 38 seconds. The Niners have to get about 30 yards to get in the field goal range. They'll do it easily. Mac Jones dropping back. Brian Burns, intercepted! And Abdul Carter with the first interception of his career. Brian Burns put the pressure on him, and he threw it up in the air. And Mac Jones made his first big mistake of the game, and the Giants are already in field goal range. Brian Burns didn't get the sack. Did he get the sack, or is that going to be a sack or a fumble? They'll figure that out. Because that could be Brian Burns' 11th sack of the year, or it could just be a pressure. But either way, Abdul Carter plucked this ball out of the air. It never hit the ground. So whether it's a sack or interception, the Giants are taking over here in field goal range. Here we go. Okay, so they are calling that an interception for now. We'll see. You know, the NFL will look at that and see what'll come out of that. But here we go. 33 seconds for the Giants at their 26-yard line. 3 timeouts left. And let's see what we got here. Jackson Dart is going to hand this off to Tracy, and we'll get no yards. I mean, really? Really? And now we got 24 seconds. 23 seconds left on the clock. Jackson Dart is we really wasted a play. I don't know why we run a draw on first down. What did you expect was going to happen? What did you expect was going to happen, man? Like, what did you expect was going to happen here you got 29 seconds. Okay, so they put some time back on the clock because I was like, why did it take them so long to call the timeout? So they put some time back on the clock. But it's like, you're just wasting a play, man. You're just wasting a play. And like, this team is so good. This team is so good at, you said Tracy drops the ball? I guess you're ahead of me. At least the clock is whatever. I guess we'll take the field goal here then. That's what it looks like, because Carmelo's saying that Tracy's going to drop the ball. So I guess we're playing for the field goal. I guess that's what's going to happen. So here we go. 2nd and 10. Tyrone Tracy drops the ball. Ball's behind him, though, so I'm not going to really put that too much on Tracy because that was inaccurate behind him. He had to turn around to grab that. But, you know, if he does make that catch, he's able to catch that, get some yardage. But that ball was kind of behind him. I'm not even going to call that a drop. I'm really not even going to call that a drop. That ball was way too far behind him. Yeah, that's not a Tracy issue. That's just a bad ball. So here we go, 3rd and 10, 25 seconds left. We've all but and I swear to you, if they run the ball here on 3rd and 10, I'm going to lose my mind. 3rd and 10. Dart's got time. Dart is going to hit Theo Johnson, who either dropped the ball or the ball was short. I can't tell what happened, but it's not completed here. And the Giants run 10 seconds off the clock after running it first and get no yards after Brian Burns and Abdul Carter forced that turnover. They get no yards. No yards. And that actually was close to being an interception from Jackson Dart. So luckily that wasn't an interception. But the Giants got no yards. I mean, perfect time to grab the game. And Gano misses the field goal. New York Giants football, 15 seconds left. Let's see if they get in field goal range. Like, okay, so I'm seeing that I just got the notification. So the Niners just basically kneeled this ball and they went into halftime. So, I mean, can you really? And Brian Burns is like, are you kidding me? That's not even a Theo Johnson problem. That's just a bad throw. I mean, it's a bad decision. It's not really even like it's a bad decision and it's bad play calling that he was even in that situation because we should not have thrown the ball, run a draw on first down. It's like, why do they keep doing this? It, I just don't understand. I just don't understand why we're like you're not catching anybody off guard. Every single first down, the Giants run a draw play in that situation. Like 10 times out of 10, they're running a draw play. Let's catch them off guard. Get some early cheap yard. Like, we know you're running that. So here we are instead of 17-14 because of bad play calling. We take the field goal, and this kicker that's so important to the team that we waited like 6 weeks for this guy to come back, misses a chip shot field goal, and we go into the locker room down by 10 points when we could be down by 7. It's like this kicker was so important. Gano was so important to this team. So important to this team, but he can't. Like, really? He was so important to this team, but he can't make a chip shot field goal. Like, why we got this guy missing field goals and we waited like 6 weeks for this dude to come back? Like, he's just this like all-world kicker, but he's missing field goals. There's just so many things wrong with that. It's like it's the like thinking that you're doing something, like thinking that like, oh, what I'm doing is like gonna catch them off guard. We all knew a draw play was coming there. We all could have told you a draw play was coming there. And then besides that, the fact that you've put all this faith into this kicker that is literally missing chip shot field goals because he's probably washed, he's probably cooked at this point because every time he goes out there, every 6 or 7 months, the guy's pulling his groin. Like, I just don't get it. And the thing is, T. Midas Kafka is doing this stupid stuff. And in the past, this man has called amazing games. 2 weeks ago, against the Broncos, Kafka called a perfect game pretty much until the fourth quarter. The week before against the Eagles, called an amazing game. Last week, I don't know what Kafka's been doing. I don't get it. And then you got Koo out there. I mean, it's like, why? Why did we put all of this faith? Because if we go to Koo at this point, people are gonna say, why did it take so long? So it's gonna look bad because it took that. Like, if we go to him and he's a good kicker, they're gonna be like, why did it take so long? If we don't go to him, people are gonna say, why didn't you know? Like, I just exactly. That's what it kind of feels like, Andre. Is it feels like we never had any goal of trying to score a touchdown right there. With 3 timeouts, check this out. With 30-something seconds left and 3 timeouts, the Giants didn't try to go for a touchdown when teams have scored touchdowns on us with 30-something seconds left in the game. They've needed to get in field goal range with no timeouts or 1 timeout, and they got in the field goal range with no problem with 30-something seconds left. And Silent Chris, you talking about Caleb Downs? I think that's a good pick. I'd love to get Caleb Downs on this team because we need a run and hit type of player in the secondary. We need a run and hit linebacker too. I would love to get Whit Weeks from LSU. I'd love to get Whit Weeks in here, but also Caleb Downs is a nice run and hit type of player. Panthers up on the Packers. Vikings. It looks like the Vikings are up. JJ McCarthy, 2 touchdowns today. People are just like, it's crazy, like how people have treated JJ McCarthy this year. It's like this dude plays 1.5 game or 1 game and a quarter, and people are saying, "Oh, JJ McCarthy's a bust." I'm like, the dude has not even played. Like he's barely played. So today he's having a pretty good game. Like it's just crazy, man. Like this team is just it's just so infuriating to watch, man. I just don't know what to say. Like it's just so like there's just always every week is like it's like you're playing Madden. It's like you're watching somebody play Madden and the person that has the controller is just an idiot and you're like you should be winning right now. And they just are like doing like stupid stuff with the controller. That's what it feels like. The coaching is just so horrible on this team. It's just so horrible. And then like all of a sudden some weeks it's amazing. And then most of the time it's like it's all right and then all the key moments is just horrible. Like let's see what's in the chat here. I usually pull up the stats. I'll probably pull that up and maybe I'll try to look for these earphones so I can actually hear the commentary. But let's see if I'm missing anything in the chat. Arville Reese. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, we have to get a safety in here that is a good player. We got to get a linebacker in here that's a good player. Micah McFadden's coming back, so that's going to be fun for this year, but we got to get another linebacker in here. We got to get some more corners in here. It's not going to be probably in the first round because, they'll probably pay Flott. Probably not a lot of money, but they'll probably pay Flott as a starter. But you got to get a corner, whether it be free agency, whether it be the draft, but you got to get some corners, and most importantly, you got to get corner depth. You got to get some defensive tackle depth. You got to get some depth on at wide receiver. You got a lot of things to do. Like we could take a wide receiver first round, and that will make a lot of sense. We could take a lot of positions, but I think Caleb Downs is probably your best player, like the best player that you would get in this draft that would also fill a need. I think it's Caleb Downs. I would also take a right tackle. A lot of people are sold on Marcus Bowe. I'm not sold on Marcus Bowe. I'm not. I haven't seen this guy put together a string of good games in the NFL against good teams. Right now, if like when the Marcus Bowe graphic goes up after this game by PFF or something, who is he playing against today? You tell me, who is he playing against today at edge? Who is he playing today at edge rusher? Because he has not gone against good edge rushers in the NFL and even is shown to be an average player. And people are ready to just dump Illuminor, get Marcus Bowe ready. But either way, long story short, if we do let Illuminor walk, I want to bring in a right tackle. I'm not saying Bowe's going to be bad, but you bring in a right tackle, worst case scenario, one of those guys moves to guard, if that doesn't work out. But again, man, this team is just so frustrating to watch, man. I really don't know what to say. You got the drops from Theo Johnson. You got the bad calls from the referees at the beginning of the game to get them on the board. It's always at the same time. It's the bad calls. It's the poor execution. It's the bad coaching decisions. It's all everything at once. And it happens every week. Even in the wins, poor coaching, bad execution, even in the wins. And the reason Cam Scatterbo gave this team so much juice and energy and had them playing so well is because he overcame mistakes, missed blocks, horrible missed assignments. The guy would make guys just fall off of him. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing people that are at the game. They're saying Jackson Dart has nobody open. I wouldn't be. I mean, I'm not surprised on that. I'm not surprised on that at all. Um, how did Slayton decide this team was the best for us? Darius Slayton is like crazy. Like, why is Darius Slayton even on this team? First off, I got a couple of things to say about Darius Slayton. First off, why is Darius Slayton not getting open against this standard of cornerbacks? He should be open. He should be open. He should not be getting locked down against these types of corners. It just that should not be happening. Like that should not be happening at all. On top of that, why did Darius Slayton choose to come back to this team? There's no more Daniel Jones, so he doesn't have the power of friendships. Why did he choose to come back to this team? Was it just because the Giants were offering him the 12 million or however much he got, and nobody else was offering him that? Because if that's the truth, then we got to look in our mirror. But I guess the loyalty to the team, it's like he could have gone someplace where he was solidified as the third or fourth wide receiver, and he could have gone out and put up had some good plays. But it seems like this guy is just, I don't know. He wants to be a Giant for life. And I mean, listen, man, appreciate him for that. But if you want to be a Giant for life, why are you not winning against this caliber of corner we're going against today? These are not like world beating corners at all. They're not bad corners by any stretch, but you should be getting some separation against these corners. Hyatt can't get separation. We knew that. I don't know why he has a jersey. I don't like him on kick returns. I don't like him on the field. I don't understand why he has a jersey. I just don't get it. I don't understand that. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Let's look at the halftime because the score is 17-7, but the way that they have played compared to how we've played today, it's more like a 20-3 type of situation. So they're winning time possession by 3 minutes, 190 total yards to 98, 129 passing yards to our 60, 12 first downs to 6, 2 penalties each. They've thrown an interception, which is the difference in this game. 2 sacks allowed by the 49ers. So let's see. Did they count that as an interception, or did they take that back to a fumble? Okay, so they counted that as a fumble, so Brian Burns does get his 11th sack. Burns gets his 11th sack. Let's see. Yeah, they gave it to him. So they did count that as a fumble from Mac Jones. So that's Brian Burns' 11th sack. So for right now, Brian Burns is the leading sack guy in the NFL. So that's all we have to hang our hats on. And then total plays, they've run 31, we've run 27. It feels like they've run a ton more, but they've only run 4 more plays. But the Niners are going to get this ball out of the half, and if they probably put 7 on the board, it's probably going to be wrapped up. Like, it's probably going to be a GG right here. So this is the most crucial drive of the game for the Giants defense. And we'll see if they can make something happen. They got off the field last time. They gave the offense points. They gave them the ball in great field position, and we couldn't even get 3 out of it because Gano is just selling, man. He's just selling. And at this point, it's like Gano's missing stuff. McAtamney was missing stuff left. Is the hold and snap like that bad for the Giants right now to where it keeps veering left? So something has to be happening there. So Gillen today has been getting these kickoff returns and these punts returned for much too much. And the camera is not moving. There's a flag. If this flag is on us, man, what's going on? Did they just not move what just happened? Did he kick the ball out of bounds? I don't have audio. I don't know what happened. But Gillen kicked the ball. There was a flag down. And I don't know what happened. So they're getting the ball at the 40. So I'm guessing Gillen kicked the ball out of bounds. McCaffrey picks up 5 here on first down on that toss that goes up the middle for the 49ers. All right, here we go. 2nd and 5 coming up for the 49ers. (17-7) game still. 49ers at midfield because, of course, Gillen kicks the ball out of bounds. Like, what a joke, man. 2nd and 5 coming up. Use check in motion. Mac Jones back there sitting, and the ball is just incomplete. His first errant throw of the game. So that's going to be his first official incompletion because they pulled that interception to Abdul Carter. It looked like one. They pulled that into a fumble. So that's his first incompletion, an errant short throw to Kyle Juszczyk. So we got a 3rd and 5 coming up. Perfect opportunity to get off the field. Perfect opportunity, but I guarantee you it won't happen. Guarantee you it won't happen. Haven't been able to get any pressure on Mac Jones today for the most part, besides that Brian Burns sack. But let's see, 3rd and 5 coming up. And you got a guy wide open. George Kittle first down. Again, like I said, we knew that they were going to pick it up on 3rd and 5. We knew that was coming. We knew that was coming. Like, we knew that was coming, man. Like, and again, the difference with Gano, like, field goal kicking is so important in this league. The difference between the Giants being down, let me get through this play. Mac Jones drops back. Dexter Lawrence has him under pressure. Mac Jones moving. Mac Jones throwing, and it looked like he threw it away. Looks like he threw it away. Dexter Lawrence, for the first time, looked like the old Dexter Lawrence on one play. So maybe Dex can do that for 2 plays, and we'll have some semblance of what looks like the old Dexter Lawrence back. McCaffrey put up his hands like he was trying to catch the ball because that was clearly grounded, but whatever. Here we go. 2nd and 10 coming up. I formation for the 49ers. Hand off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey is going to slide forward, pick up 2.5, 3 yards, and we'll have them here on a 3rd and long again. And we'll see. I think that's a hold, and I'm guessing that this is going to come back here for the Niners. And if I'm the Giants, I don't even accept this because putting them on a 2nd and 20 is going to be disadvantageous for us. And it's holding on the defense. Holding on the defense. So that'll be 5 yards and a first down. You very rarely see holding on a defensive play, but they're calling it on Dex. They're saying he was holding the guy, wasn't letting him get to his blocking assignment. So what? Okay, man. All right. What's going on? What the scoreboard is? Okay, when we hit the commercial break, we're gonna have to get some earphones because this scoreboard operator today needs to be fired. He needs to be fired. Like, because they just showed a 3rd and 2 on the board when it clearly was a holding on the Giants. So that means that last play should have been 1st and 10, but instead they put it as a 3rd and 2. And people watching are just confused. So 2nd and 9 here coming up after a 1-yard run from McCaffrey. McCaffrey in motion. Quick throw to, I can't tell who, but he picks up a first down. Easy pitch and catch to the Niners. It's like there's no resistance. They've literally run into no resistance this whole game. In the passing game. Run game, we've made a couple plays, but in the passing game, there's been no resistance. None. And like I said, I expected this, but not to the point where this dude has 1 incompletion. Pitch play to McCaffrey. He's stiff arming a guy and tried to stiff arm Andrew Phillips, and Andrew Phillips just threw him out of bounds. So nice way to step up right there as Andrew Phillips puts them into a 2nd and 14 situation, which again, if you're a Giants fan, you know that this 2nd and 14 situation is going to put us, they're going to get a first down if it's 2nd and 14. Like that. This long of a second down means they're going to just pick it up. So here we go. McCaffrey to the sideline. He's out of breath. Mac Jones in the shotgun. No resistance. No pass rush. No coverage. Easy first down on 2nd and 14. What did I say? What did I say? 2nd and 14, they're 100% picking it up. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say it? Didn't I say it? 2nd and 14, no resistance. They're picking it up. I don't understand why we continue to play whatever. I don't care. Just give them their touchdown so we can at least just see the rookie quarterback do something today, because I'm so sick of his defense. And then you got Roy Robertson Harris getting stiff-armed, and Kittle grabs his mask, and instead of Roy Robertson Harris making the tackle, this guy at his big weight and height is throwing his hands up, yelling for a flag instead of making the tackle. Roy Robertson Harris is yelling from the rooftops for a flag when the play is still going on. The play is still going on, and you got your hands in the air begging for a flag. 2nd and 13, you know this is going to be a first down. Mac Jones basically just errant throw. I don't know, miscommunication. It looked like a miscommunication probably. Was that Deonte Banks that dropped that interception? Did he drop it? Or did he even touch the ball? I couldn't tell. They won't show the right angle. Oh, yeah, he dropped the interception. Would have been a nice interception, but it hit his fingertips. So, it was possible for him to catch that. 3rd and 13, I'm expecting this to be a first down. I'm expecting this to be a first down here on 3rd and 13. Easy work. That should be a penalty, but they actually let Corey Black play, and they actually forced an incompletion on 3rd and 13. This is the first time I've seen that. The first time I've seen it. Corey Black has got a fistful of jersey. He's falling into the receiver, and they don't throw a flag. Horrible officiating, but I guess I'll take it. Because that's a horrible no call. That should be 1st and goal at the 1 yard line. So Eddie Pinheiro is going to line up again, and he's going to make this a 13-point game. So the Niners will go up 20-7. I mean, they're going to have to move Darius Slayton this offseason if they plan on addressing the receiver position, because, you're not going to pay that guy all that money and him be like your wide receiver 4 or 5. I just don't see that. So we didn't even stop them. That's the thing. They still got 3 points. After converting multiple 2nd and longs, multiple times they were behind the sticks, they converted. Like multiple times behind the sticks, they converted, and that's how they got in the field goal range. And that's the frustrating thing. It's like one thing being a bad defense, but it's another thing when you put them behind the sticks, and they always, it is what it is. Here we go. Before the geeks start talking about, oh, you didn't update the scoreboard. It's 20. You got the wrong score. Like, shut up, man. Yeah, Slayton, I don't think he'll turn to Jamar Chase, but I think Slayton on another team will probably be better. I just think if he's not your 1st or 2nd receiver, he's going to be pretty good. Now, he was arguably our 3rd receiver with Wandale being there, but you all get what I'm saying. If they have 2 outside receivers and Slay is like the first guy off the bench at outside receiver, I think he makes some noise. That's what I'm saying, Silent Chris. It's like in games where the scores were like 34-13, or the Cowboys game where we didn't score any points, I think 40-0 or something. People were like, it's 40-0, not 33-0. I'm like, if that's all you took out of this video, it's like you're nuts. I don't know what to tell you, man. But this is like a game that is basically a blowout from how both sides of the ball have played today. That because of that forced fumble from Brian Burns, it's a 2-possession game, but it was already a 2-possession game. So, and then that's the thing too, is like, if we would have scored a touchdown after he forced that fumble, it would be a 14-20 game. If we kicked the field goal, it would be a 20-10 game. But, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we got to put points on the board. We got to put 7 on the board. And Hyatt is returning this. And I just don't understand why, out of all people, Jalen Hyatt is a kick returner for us. Like, Hyatt returning kicks is just, it just really shows to me that this staff is completely lost. Like, it just shows that this staff is just lost. They just do whatever. Like, why is Jalen Hyatt returning? Wan'Dale Robinson is going to pick up 7 here on first down, so this will be a 2nd and 3. Again, I'm like, why care? Why care about these 6-7 yard plays when they're just going to make a decision? They're going to make a mistake that's going to just put them behind the sticks, and it's not going to matter. Handoff here to Tracy. Tracy up the middle. Tracy with the gain of 9, it looks like, on 2nd and 3. That's Tracy's biggest run of the game by far. Probably his second biggest run besides that long run he had. That's ridiculous that T. Higgins caught that from Joe Flacco. They'll probably show that whenever. If you all are behind me, you'll see that play from T. Higgins. Joe Flacco to T. Higgins. Play action here from Dart. Dart's moving around. Dart's got forever. Dart is going to take a sack. Oh, he got rid of it, and they're going to probably call a hold. I don't know if it's defensive or offensive holding, but we'll see. We'll see. But they were rushing 3. Dart had forever. He almost took a sack, but he got out of it, ran for a first down, but it looks like they're probably going to take this back. And what did I say, folks? Let's see. Holding. Defense. Okay. So they'll probably decline that. Did he say 5-yard penalty from the end of the run? I didn't know that even worked like that. John Michael Smith is once again hurt. I mean, listen, man, I don't want a guy to be hurt, but at the same time, Sloatman looked pretty good when he was in before. So I don't think from a level of his play that we're going to lose too much, but just as a person, man, hopefully JMS is okay. Hopefully he's okay as a person, but again, Sloatman arguably looked better than him, to be honest. See if I'm missing anything in the chat. Yeah, that flag actually ended up being against them, which is crazy. I was surprised. I could have sworn they would have, I could have sworn that would have been a hold against us. Yeah, Sloatman has looked better than JMS, especially in the run game. I mean, like I said, JMS hasn't looked as bad as he normally has. So, I mean, he's not a bad player. I wouldn't say he's a bad player anymore, but he's not a good player either. He's just there, which is fine on the offensive line, because you would much rather a guy just be there than just be, than be horrible. Let's see. Do I think we should for defensive format and Danilo's? Let me know what you mean right there. That might be a typo. It might be a typo right there. Oh, and Dable. So do I think that we should? I'm not sure what you mean right there. If you're asking like basically like should we try to move forward with Dable and just get a new defensive coordinator? I just think a lot of these problems still fall under Brian Dable. I think a lot of these problems are still going to fall under Brian Dable. It's just an undisciplined team. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't want any mid-season fires because I just don't think it benefits anybody. Like you fire Dable, the special teams coordinator takes over as head coach. What you fired the defensive coordinator with Dable? Who's going to take over? Marquand Manuel, who the DBs have looked horrible this year. So who's going to really? I mean, I don't really see anything getting better. And I only see Jackson Dart losing a guy that believed in him and blaming himself that Dable got fired. So I'm not really into like firing. Dart had no one downfield to throw to. I hope you're talking about the play that I already saw because I just don't want to see another disappointing play. 1st and 10 coming up inside the 30 at the 25. Dart holding the ball, Dart moving around, Dart stepping up, Dart taking off, and it looked like he tried to slide, and the guy just basically just cleaned his clock. So I don't know how hard he got hit right there or if he avoided anything. And Tyrone Tracy is limping around. The injuries, man. And Marcus Bowe is having a handful. Yeah, he got hit pretty good right there by that linebacker. So is that unnecessary roughness? Okay. They call it unnecessary roughness because he went for the head. So they'll add 15 to that. So I think the Giants will probably be, I wonder if that's a half the distance to the goal or if it's unnecessary roughness. So that's what happens when you slide, Jackson. You get these penalties. Because if you dropped your shoulder to hit this guy, then you don't get the penalty. So they're going to add on 15 to that, but I can't tell if that's going to be 15 or half the distance. That should be 15, but, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I don't know the rule book that well. So Jackson Dart in the shotgun again at the 9.5-yard line of the 49ers within striking distance. 1-on-1, Darius Slayton gets interfered with, and there's no flag. I don't know how you don't throw a flag right there. I don't know how you don't throw a flag right there. They just threw a flag, so let's see what that's on. Is that interference in the end zone? They threw a flag, but is it the right flag? Let's see. Because Slayton got tackled in the end zone. And they're saying there's no flag. They picked up the flag. Slayton literally just got tackled in the end zone. Like, okay. I mean, listen, man. Whatever. Second down coming up. Second down coming up here at the 9.5-yard line again. Jackson Dart back there with Tyrone Tracy. Wando Robinson motions into the slot. Jackson Dart running a quarterback draw, cuts to the outside, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards right there, and we'll go down at the 5. So 3rd and goal coming up for the Giants. We once again are in a situation where we've gotten a flag or a turnover, and we've basically made nothing happen with it. So 3rd and goal, we got to get in the end zone here. This is not a play where let's put up another 3 points. Like, get in the end zone from the 5-yard line. My gosh, man. Singletary back there. Throwing it short to Singletary, and he's going to not break the tackle. And they're going to go down at the 4. So the Giants will probably take a field goal here. I just don't. And that's Jackson Dart there. It's like they're simulating pressure. Jackson Dart was not under the type of pressure that he thought he was, but because he's a rookie, he just got rid of it and took a yard. and they'll line up to kick this field goal, man. And then when you take a field goal in this situation, it reminds you of like, what if we had made the last field goal that we took? It's a 13-point game, and the field goal is good. So back to a 13-point game. Oh my gosh. I mean, back to a 10-point game, but it was a 13-point game before this. So it's still a 2-possession game. Still a two possession game. And then it's like, once you see an offense that looks like this, once you see an offense that looks like how this offense looks over this many years, is like, Is it the quarterback's fault? Is it the wide receiver's fault? Is it the offensive line's fault? Or is it the play caller's fault? Is it Dable's fault? Because this offense looks so inept. And it's like Scatterboo basically forced them to get under center, forced them to block, made the play action stuff. It seems like they're better at that stuff than what they're doing today, which is like with Tracy not being under center, being in the shotgun. It seems like they need someone that's going to be they need him to be under center almost every play. They need to play action with Bellinger and Theo. That's what it seems like. Yeah, and it's a 7-point game if Gano didn't miss a chip shot field goal. And that's the thing. I've been a guy who's basically defended. Like, I've basically defended this coaching staff for not elevating a guy like Turbo, because I don't think Turbo's an NFL running back. But if you do have Jalen Hyatt out there with a jersey, who's not an NFL receiver, and you have him returning kicks, who's probably not even your top 5 in kick returners. He's probably not even in your top 5 of kick returners out there. Like, he's probably not. And he's returning kicks because you're forcing this guy out there on the field. Man, let me check my fantasy team, man. Oh my gosh. Daniel Jones stinking up the place today, fantasy-wise. Oh, it looks like they're losing to Pittsburgh bad. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Yeah, Daniel Jones not doing much today against the Steelers. He's got 8 points. Singletary, I had to start him because I literally got 3 running backs out this week. Singletary got 5 points. Kenneth Gainwell 4 points. Marcus Golden 2 points. This is disgusting. I said Marcus Golden. What's the guy's name? Something Golden, the receiver. Basically, my fantasy team is stinking up the place. There's nothing I could have done. But also, it seems like my opponent's team is stinking up the place. So I'm on pace for 110 fantasy points this week, and my opponent's on pace for 98. So it is what it is right here. So here they go, returning this kick. They are trying to get the edge. Thank you so much for setting the edge. I don't know who that was, but I rarely see disciplined football like this on this team. And he set the edge here on this kick return. And the 49ers are going to start off at the 25. So we're actually going to make them have to get yards to get in the field goal range. I just can't believe we just leave that. We just leave that situation with 3 points. Here we go. Use check in motion. McCaffrey is dragging DJ Davidson, it looks like, or Roy Robertson Harris. Took him for an extra 3 or 4 yards. Drake May's the real deal. I have not been keeping tabs on him today. Here we go. 2nd and 3 coming up. Mac Jones handed it off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey is going to try to fall forward, and he's short by about a half a yard. But, they'll probably pick that up. They pick up the short stuff. They pick up the long stuff. They pick everything up. on third down. I would love to see the numbers for the Giants defense on third down because I don't think it's as bad as we would think because most of the time teams they convert on second down, but can't be good either. So 3rd and 1 here for the 49ers. They're probably going to come out under center again. Hopefully they try to do some kind of toss play and we tighten it up. And use check. Oh my gosh, man. We stopped use check initially and the guy just spun around and got into another gap. He just spun around and got into a different gap. Or they're calling an illegal formation. Let's see what they at. Illegal shift. Okay. So they're going to go back 5 yards, and this is going to be a 3rd and 6 coming up for the Niners, which is actually probably easier for them to convert than a 3rd and short against this Giants defense. And look at Mac Jones like fake checking the time, fake checking the play while Juszczyk runs the quarterback sneak. Okay. Here we go. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Niners. This is, like I said, this is as good as any time to get off the field. As good as any time to get off the field here. 3rd and 6. McCaffrey in motion. It looks like they're manned up. Oh, Brian Burns swatted away like the Dikembe Mutombo. I'm telling you, man, some people put the team on their back and some people just don't. Some people put the team on their back and some people can't. I was expecting Dex to do it this year, but Brian Burns is doing it, man. That's the play we need right there. Burns saw that coming a million miles away and swatted that pass down, attempted for McCaffrey in the screen game. And Brian Burns has he's killed 2 drives today. So far, the first time we got no points out of the first one. Let's see if we get some points this time. So the Niners, for the first time, are punting from their own, like, inside their 30-yard line. Are you kidding me? Brian Dable needs to. I know I just say I don't want guys getting fired, but I'm just talking, man. I still don't want people getting fired in season because I don't think it makes sense. But what are you doing? Like, why can't guys line up right? Why can't guys, like, run plays in a correct way? You really had 2 Giants players running into each other. This Giants player ran to block this 49er in the back into. He blocked him in the back into Gunnar Olszewski. What does this do? Barnes needs to be released. Barnes needs to be released, man. I don't know his name, but whatever his name is, Barnes needs to be released. Because that was ridiculous. Like, instead of a decent return or even just a fair catch, we lose like 8 yards of field position because he's running into guys. And again, let me see if I can find Give me 1 second, folks. Let's see if I can find some earphones so I can hear some of this context for this game. All right. Who would I like to see as GM and head coach? I'm not going to pretend like I know who's a good GM and who's not because we just don't have those. We just don't have that information for like who makes what decision. We just don't have it. Like we can hear like interviews, like looking for a GM is like literally, let's see if I get any audio. Looking for a GM is literally like, it's like playing darts. Like you listen to a bunch of interviews of like what they're like, our scouts do this, and like you listen to a bunch of interviews like that, but you don't really know who's doing what. As far as head coach, if either Harbaugh or Tomlin get cut, I love that. Kevin O'Connell. I saw some rumors that he might lose his job. I take him. I would take a lot of these guys. But here we go. Dart in the shotgun. Dart in the shotgun, man in motion. Hand off to Tracy. Tracy cuts back. Tracy's going to pick up a yard. And I have to explain what happened before I say, oh my God. I don't know when I said that, but I don't think I was reacting to a play. 2nd and 9 coming up here. Empty set for Jackson Dart. Tyrone Tracy runs out as the 5th wide receiver. Dart hits Wandale. Wandale's making the guy miss. He's dragging. He's still dragging. Picks up 6. It looks like 5 or 6 on 2nd and 9. Upton Stout is out with a concussion after he hit Dart. So Jason Pinnock, the former Giant, is in the game. All right, here we go. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Giants. Huge. Still the 3rd quarter, so it's not crunch time, but you would love to put some points on the drive because it makes it a game. Dart in the gun. Dart's got time. He's got Tracy, who tries to break that tackle but picks up a 1st down. The punt has you sweating. I don't know how behind I am. Hopefully we don't punt on this drive. But yeah, hopefully don't punt on this drive. But if you're talking about that last one, I was definitely sweating too, man. I was like, I'm like, why are you blocking Barnes why are you blocking the defender into your returner? Play action from Dart, and he is going to go down right there. And that's Marcus Bowe, the guy that people want to let, basically a guy that's playing at a Pro Bowl level at right tackle. You want to get rid of him to put in this guy, Marcus Bowe, who just gave up a sack to a guy named, I can't even pronounce his name. That was a horrible rep from Marcus Bowe. That was a horrible rep from him. So now the Giants are going to be here on a 2nd and forever after Marcus Bowe just sold. So they're going empty set 5 wide again. Dart is throwing it short to Wandale. Wandale finding himself back in the same role he was last year, where we're just throwing it to him within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And we'll have a 3rd and 9 coming up. Bo Collins is out. John Michael Smith is out. He's got a shin injury. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a splint, like a really bad shin splint. But like I said, Slotman has been pretty solid so far and been pretty good in the run game. So well wishes to JMS, but I think we're pretty good there. Niners showing a blitz right here. Look like they're going man across the board here on 3rd and 9. Sending a blitz. Dart's got to get rid of it. And we get a drop. I don't know if that was a drop from Wandale Robinson, who it looks like Dart had a chance to get him the ball, or if the defender just knocked the ball away. But I want him to be a little bit stronger coming to catch that ball. But let's see the replay here. Wandale Robinson ran basically an in route, and yeah, he just never touched the ball. The defender just swatted away. But it's just so funny how like short this guy's arms are, because like he put his arms out for the ball and he just couldn't touch it. And the defender behind him swats the ball away. That's how short Wandale's wingspan is. I just saw it like, luckily we had some reinforcements there on special teams, but I just saw this gunner get blocked out of bounds, come back inbounds, and then just give up his lane and dive inside. And luckily somebody replaced that lane, or else they would have taken that back. Not for a touchdown, but they would have gotten some yardage out of that. Said Dart's going to get hurt, only a matter of time. I mean, yeah, if he's taking bad sacks like that. I mean, today we're seeing Jackson Dart for the first time without Well, I'm not gonna lie because we saw it. We saw. Did we see? Yeah, he's only played with Andrew Thomas. So yeah, we're seeing Jackson Dart for the first time without Andrew Thomas and Jermaine Illuminor. Good defensive play. Let me see, because I know I'm behind. I guess I'm not behind. I don't know. But yeah, man, Dart is this is his first game where he doesn't have Illuminor and Andrew Thomas. So, you're starting to see what the rookie looks like when he doesn't have all day to throw the ball. And he does have all day to throw the ball a lot of times. And he's just, kind of chilling back there. But I will say one thing, man. The Niners are doing a really good job of him not letting him sort of extend the play and get guys open downfield. He hasn't been able to do that once today. They've been doing a good job, keeping guys, keeping man on man downfield when he does scramble, and it's been difficult. We haven't been able to generate any big offense out of that because let's be real, folks. Like these plays that Jackson Dart has made that have been big plays have been either him running or him making plays off schedule. We haven't designed many big plays downfield with Jackson Dart. We did obviously with Russell Wilson in that Cowboys game, but we haven't really made big plays with Jackson Dart downfield on play designs. Which is funny because like we got all this pass protection, but we're not letting this stuff develop downfield, and it's just a shame, man. So here we go, 1st and 10. Mac Jones, Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. Mac Jones slowed down a little bit here in the second half. But again, he is going against the Giants defense. So play action, Mac Jones hits a guy open for a first down on a what is this, a dig route? Kendrick Bourne here for 18 yards for Mac Jones. I mean, Deontay Banks, man, it's like, what did you miss? I don't remember when you left. I know I don't think you were here when Mac Jones, he fumbled. Brian Burns forced a fumble on Mac Jones. Giants got the ball inside the 30-yard line, and the 49ers, man, oh my gosh, they blocked that play up so well. It looked like McCaffrey was going to take off, but he just picked up about 12. But anyway, Brian Burns forced a fumble. Giants got the ball inside the 49ers 30. Didn't do anything with it, then missed the field goal. They went into the half. What was the score at that point? 17-7. 49ers came out, kicked the field goal. Giants went all the way down the field, stalled out at the 5-yard line and kicked the field goal. So not much. Mac Jones handoff to McCaffrey, another wide open gap. And I would love to see who was that defensive tackle right there because that was nasty. You said a lot of these guys on the Niners defense are seconds, thirds, fourth string. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's what you're looking at on the Giants side too. Both of these teams are completely like a bunch of backups out there. It's crazy, man. Of course, we got backups out there, receiver. You got Micah McFadden missing at linebacker. You got Darius Morsau, the backup to the backup, missing. You got our top two corners out. So I think Holland isn't playing again today. So yeah, you're missing pretty much everybody out there too. It just shows again like how both of these teams have just been torn up the last couple of years with injury. The Giants have gotten a little bit better recently before this year, but I mean, the last 10 years, the Niners and the Giants have got to be they had to be like 1 and 2 for like games missed out of like starting players. Good thing for the Giants. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say like where the Giants are lucky because I don't want it to change. Don't want it to change because it would only make this experience worse. Yes, that I mean the difference in this game is 100% coaching. Like 100% coaching. The Niners have got their backup quarterback in there, and I think Mac Jones is a better player than people thought he was because I think Joe Judge came to New England after leaving the Giants and ruining Daniel Jones, and he came there and ruined Mac Jones. So I think Mac Jones is better than people think, but also he's your backup quarterback, and the Niners are moving the football. The blocking schemes are always good. The creativity, Mr. Right, like Kyle Shanahan gets a lot of credit for what happens on offense, but notice his defense is always defensive, always not defensive, always fundamentally sound. Like the head coach is responsible for both sides of the football, and Shanahan's defenses are always good. They're always solid. And if they're not good defenses, it's not because they're doing dumb things. It's just because they don't have the dogs. So far, we're in a stalemate here. The Niners are moving the ball pretty well. They're right across the 50-yard line right now. $15 minutes left in the fourth, the entire fourth quarter left. 10-point game. Giants defense, listen, the game is still in their hands. I don't know why they keep going to this. Oh my gosh, man. Abdul Carter had a chance to get upfield and make a play, and it just is what it is right there. They handed that off. Christian McCaffrey picks up 5 actually. And there's Kittle limping off the field, man. Another player injured there. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. 2nd and 5. Man in motion. McCaffrey literally has like 4 guys run by him. Again, like, stay home and keep contained in the run game. You got 2 guys running upfield. Like, I don't know what that was about. 2 guys running upfield, and Kittle, like I said, is hurt, man. He just got back, first off. I think he just got back. Hopefully that's just like a little tweak or something. But 2 guys just running upfield when McCaffrey gets the ball. 3rd and 1 coming up, and McCaffrey is going to basically barely pick that up a yard past the marker. So there you go. Yeah, Kittle limped to the sideline. We'll see what the update is for him. But again, that just stinks, man. More players going out. It's like, when does it stop? Like, when does it stop? 13 minutes left in the game. Niners again knocking at the 30-yard line. Another sustained drive. Tyler Nubin on the blitz basically just runs just to run. Nacho we just gave up a 7-yard run, a 5-yard run, and Nacho is up celebrating. Like, we gave up a 5-yard run and we got the defensive tackle celebrating like we just got to stop. I cannot wait until Adebo and Flock get back so I don't have to watch this defense. Like, this is awful. Deonte Banks is so bad that he's like basically playing at the same level as the 7th round rookie that's across from him. You got 2 arm tackles there that Brian Thomas just runs through. And this is probably going to put the game away, folks, because I just don't see this Giants defense stopping it. And Dexter Lawrence, the guy that, is always calling people delusional, and every game after the game, he's standing there like, he dominated and nobody else did. He's getting pushed around with one guy. There's one guy. One guy on Dexter Lawrence in the run game. He's not making any difference. Like only on the Giants can you have Dexter Lawrence out here looking like an all time again. Oh no, who just got that stiff arm from Brian Robinson? Who just got that? Brian Robinson just stiff armed a guy and then ran into the end zone, but it wasn't a normal. Like he basically threw him out of the. That was Flanagan Fouls, a linebacker, third, fourth string linebacker, stiff armed, thrown out the club. Oh, that was Deonte Banks. Deonte Banks thrown out the club, man. That's Deonte Banks right there. 27-10 ball game. And that's ball game right there. Like that's insurmountable at this point. It's clear again. Every time the Giants have faced Kyle Shanahan the last couple of years, they always get embarrassed because they consistently had bad coaching, and Shanahan just like destroys them. But just off of being a better coach, he just destroys them. Like, let me pull up. I want to see who's been what's been happening the last couple of times. Yeah, he threw Banks out the club right there. I want to see again what has happened the last couple of times. 2023, the Giants lost to the 49ers 30-12. 2020, the Giants lost to the Niners 36-9. Literally, again, since Kyle Shanahan has been on the Niners and they played the Giants, he outcoaches the coaches for the Giants have been so bad that they get dog walked every single time. Like every single time they get dog walked. Because 2018 was Kyle Shanahan the coach of the Niners at that point. I'm not sure. But either way, it's since Joe Judge has taken over in 2020, and then since Dable has been here in 2022, we've faced the Niners twice, and both times we've gotten blown off the field. Both times we've gotten blown off the field. Niners against the Giants in 2018, we won 27-23. That was that Thursday night football game, if I'm not mistaken, where Eli won that game. But other than that, man, it's been just a joke, man. That might have been Monday night, but it was some primetime game where I think that was Eli in the last second picked up that touchdown at the end of the game. But again, like I said, they've gotten dog walked every time they go against this Shanahan team, and it just illustrates how bad the coaching is. Because like, yes, Kyle Shanahan is going to outcoach a ton of people, but you don't get one. You don't even get a competitive game against this guy. It shows that you're deficient in that area. Because it doesn't. And then against the in the Joe Judge game, they were basically in a similar situation as they were. I think it was what was that guy's name? That backup for the Niners back then. I'm wanting to say Christian Ponder, but it's obviously not. It was some guy that was basically their third string quarterback. They had Kerry Hyder at defensive end. And they just had guys all over the place that nobody had ever heard of, and they just blew us off the field against Joe Judge. And this is a similar thing to what's happening today. Similar. Not as bad because, like I said, they really were beat up at that point, and they literally had no scary players on the field. But I don't understand why Hyatt's returning. Dex ain't sexy. I don't understand why Hyatt is returning kickoffs. They've tried. I guess they don't want to put Deonte Banks on there because he's like one of their only corners. But I don't know why. Like out of all people, you say like let's go to Hyatt to return these kickoffs. There we go. 1st and 10. And we're just frozen. Dart hitting the guy wide open. Darius Slayton is so bad after the catch, man. Just run through that, man. You're fast. Run through that. Run through the zone. Just keep your speed. Run through the zone, and you probably get past those guys. But anyway, Darius Slayton picks up like 30-something yards on a crosser. But like I said, I feel like if he just ran through that after he caught the ball, he probably can get to the edge and try to get upfield. But here we go. Dart again, throwing it short to Wan'Dale Robinson. They're trying to replace the run game with these short throws to Wan'Dale, but it's just so frustrating to see, man. Here we go. 27-10 ball game. Almost 11 minutes left in the fourth. Jackson Dart again, throwing it short. Ray McCloud, first catch as a Giant, is going to be 2 yards short of a first down. Like, Darius Slayton is so bad after the catch. He literally has the speed to just run through that after he caught it. And he's stopping, like, trying to make somebody, like, just run to the side. Like, run. You guys get what I'm saying. If he ran all the way through that to the other side of the field, he probably picks up more yards. 3rd and 3 coming up, Dart in the shotgun. This is obviously 4-down territory. He's running, and he's going to get out of bounds here. So picking up 5 yards here with Dart basically running a quarterback power to the outside, or I would say toss, but obviously not, because he didn't toss it to anybody. He kept the ball. But yeah, quarterback keeper, first down. Giants fresh set of downs. 9:44 left to go. I feel like we're running way too much time off the clock. But, you know, what is coaching anyway? Another run play. Devin Singletary makes a guy miss, makes another guy miss, picks up a first down. A ridiculously good run by Devin Singletary puts us inside the 15-yard line. Like, Singletary's like the most underrated back, but also not, you get what I'm saying? He's like a good player that people just say like, oh, he stinks. Like, people were really saying that Turbo was better than Devin Singletary, when Turbo consistently, and Dart is going to hold on to that there, pick up a yard. Offsides on the defense. All right. Well, I just got spoiled. I know what happens. Soon. I'm 2 plays behind. Exactly. He's just okay. And that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between being like, people say the motor's terrible, but he's an okay player. He's okay. He's good. He's okay. You get what I'm saying? He's good from the point of like, he's okay. Like, you block it up right, he'll pick that up. Sometimes he'll make plays like how he just made, but, you know, he's also not a horrible player. All right, here we go. 27-10. Again, I know what happens here. It's the first, and I'm like 4 plays behind, actually. 3-yard play here for Devin Singletary. And like I said, I already know what happens, but I don't want to spoil it. So, you know, I'll give my reaction to it because I haven't seen the physical play, but I saw what, well, you already see what happened because it's on the screen. It's on the screen. So like I checked ESPN, so it's on the screen. So you know a touchdown happens. Don't want to insult you all's intelligence here. Shotgun for Jackson Dart. Dart's going to keep it. Quarterback draw, and he's going to run around the right tackle, and an easy first down there. Easy touchdown here for Jackson Dart, and that's going to cut this down to a, 10-point lead again? So 10-point game with 7.5 minutes to go. Possible to come back, but the defense has to get a stop. They got to get multiple stops. This is the second time the Giants have been able to kind of run this quarterback kind of off tackle, pulling the guard play. I don't think they pulled the guard last time, but Gano puts it down the middle. So at least we can say that this guy can make extra points. And the Giants are now trailing 27-17. And we will at least try to make this a game. Let's get a stop defense. Let's try to make this a game. But I'm very disappointed by what we've seen from Brian Dable and the defensive staff and the offensive. I'm disappointed by what we've seen from this whole coaching staff coming up to now. I'm really disappointed because the plans that they have come out with on a drive-to-drive basis as far as play calling goes on offense and defense, to me, just has been not good. Oh, yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I said, Kyle Shanahan is going to outcoach a ton of people, but it just shows, like, it's one thing if you get outcoached and you lose by 10 points, but Dable and Joe Judge before that, they've gotten outcoached and lost by, like, almost 30. Like, almost 30, or at least it's always like 3 scores. It's always a 3-score game. So this is the best they're doing so far if they can keep it at a 2-score game. But we'll see. I don't think Abdul is being put in the right position, but he is being impactful. So you can make that argument that he is being put in the right position because he's impactful. Hasn't been all that impactful today because they've been getting rid of the ball very quickly, and all the stunts that he's been on, he's been like in the action of running the stunt, like literally running around before he even engages or tries to get upfield. They're throwing the ball. So that's kind of tough right there. I would love to see Abdul Carter get his first sack today. Hopefully it's this drive. But he's been impactful. He's got a ton of pressures, ton of quarterback hits, but just that half a sack, he's still on. Still on that half sack. So Chargers are also up 27-17 on the Titans. Let's just kind of just give a quick update for what's going on in the league. NFL. Bears up 31-27 on the Bengals. That's crazy. They're probably going to get in the 40s. 31-27 Bears up on the Bengals. Broncos losing 15-7 to the Texans. 27-17 Chargers up on the Titans. Colts are losing 24-10 to the Steelers. So Indiana Jones is hitting the hiccup right here. Falcons are down to the Patriots 24-17. Falcons have the ball, so maybe they go down and tie it. Panthers are winning against the Packers 13-6. Vikings up 24-17 on the Lions. And that's what we're looking at right now. So Gillen is going to kick this one deep again. And they're going to take this out of the end zone. And because of a missed tackle, it could have gone down. And you got to be kidding me. Horrible execution and horrible tackling on special teams. A guy abandoned his lane, missed the tackle, and then 2 guys converged on the kickoff returner and both missed the tackle. And he brought this back to the 40-yard line. Missed the tackle, 2 more missed tackles, and then this guy goes from it being inside the 20 to across the 40-yard line. So more Giants BS, more fundamental issues. Fundamental errors, man. 1st and 10 here. Hand off to McCaffrey, who's going to get met by DJ Davidson and Nacho. And you know what's interesting to me? Why is Dexter Lawrence lined up? Can somebody tell me why Dexter Lawrence is lined up outside of DJ Davidson and DJ Davidson is playing nose while Dexter Lawrence is playing two-tech? Can somebody tell me that? I'd like to know. I'd like to know why Dexter Lawrence is lined up outside of DJ Davidson. 2nd and 9 here. Mac Jones, easy pass under pressure, and McCaffrey is cutting it back, and the tackling is disgusting. The Niners are already in 2 plays at the 20-yard line of the Giants. And again, the Giants and Corey Black, Giants 7th round pick that we cut, and he decided he didn't want to come to our practice squad, went to the Jets, and we reclaimed him. So again, he doesn't even want to be on the Giants. He's now coming up limping. I would hope that Bone would get fired after this game, because I think that actually would help. But I don't think he will. And Corey Black, for some reason, is still on the field. Still limping around on the field. He was limping off the field a while ago, and he's still on the field. First and 10 here coming up. And it's like they legitimately have left Christian McCaffrey open. Like he's not the best, especially with Kittle out. Christian McCaffrey is the best pass catching option on the roster right now. He's literally the best pass catching option on the roster. And they just continue to leave this guy alone in the receiving game. So the Giants' only hope at this point is getting a turnover here, as the Niners are starting off at the 20, a handoff to McCaffrey. McCaffrey again falls through 3 or 4 people. The tackling is terrible. And there's a flag, and they're going to say holding on the defense. Holding on the defense in the run game. This is the second time they've done this. Unnecessary roughness? Tripping. Okay. So they're calling tripping on it on Dane Belton. Yeah, I'm just going to say I can't wait until Adebo and Flack come back, because these guys shouldn't be out here playing. And Holland, these guys shouldn't be out here playing. And since these guys have left special teams and started playing meaningful defensive snaps, they're not playing special teams. And our unit that had us top 3 in every special team stats is getting taken apart. It's getting taken apart. Handoff here to McCaffrey. McCaffrey is going to pick up 3 and go down as Okereke brings him down there. Yeah, it's like, what's the point, man? Like, just go ahead and score so we can get Dart back out there. It's like, I mean, this defense is horrible. Like, this 49ers offense, they've got some good pieces with McCaffrey and their scheme and Mac Jones and the fact that they're going against our backups. But even with backups, this defense should not be as bad as they played today. 2nd and goal coming up. Mac Jones is completely alone. And he's going to take off. And literally, that was literally the most unathletic attempt at running for a touchdown I've ever seen. And the guy almost started pushing the pocket forward. They would promote Marquand Manuel and not Andre Patterson. Because Dre Patterson doesn't have, I don't think he has experience. I think he does have experience calling plays. Never mind. I think he got like half a year calling plays defensively. But I think what I've heard is that Marquand Manuel will be the good guy. Will be like the guy that will be first off the bench. 3rd and goal coming up, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. I guess the Niners will take a timeout. 4 minutes left to go, 10-point game. Unless the Niners turn it over here or miss the field goal, this game is pretty much over. Mac runs about like how Brady. I think Brady might be a little bit more athletic than Mac Jones. Mac Jones tried to he started driving his legs and was actually pushing the pile. I would hope they would use Dre Patterson over Marquand Manuel, because I'm just not that excited about him, but I don't think so. I think that's what their plan was. But, I mean, hopefully we can get this guy out of here. Because this defense, no matter who's out there, they should not look like how they've looked today. Like, the Niners at this point should have 30-something points on the board. If not for 2 amazing plays by Brian Burns. Mac Jones back in the shotgun, bunch formation, Kittle to the left. Looks like Jawan Jennings, and that's a handoff to Christian McCaffrey. And I hope I'm not playing against this guy in fantasy or something because he just walked right into the end zone. Just walked right in. And that is going to be a 34-17 ball game. 4 minutes left to go. And that is the nail in the coffin. I mean, again, Dexter Lawrence, one guy is blocking this guy into the end zone. Like Dexter Lawrence, one guy is blocking you into the end zone, carrying you into the end zone. Like, I mean, this is now. Listen. People, this is my initial reaction in the moment. I might change my mind. But at this point, man, trade Dexter Lawrence, man. If he's gonna get washed off the ball by one guy, one backup offensive lineman into the end zone, trade this dude, man. If we can get a first round pick for him, trade him. Like, this guy just got washed into the end zone by a backup offensive lineman. Washed into the end zone. Blown off the football at 340 pounds. Like, if you're just gonna give up like that, man, just go somewhere else, man. Like, he's gonna stand around after the game and point fingers at the offense when his defense just gave up 34 points and should have given up more. Like, it's clear the dude doesn't want to be here. It's clear he doesn't like playing in this team, and that's fine, man. But if he's just gonna just start getting blown off the football like that and not contributing to the team, it's like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? He's not even contributing to the game. 1st and 10, Wan'Dale Robinson in the slot. And you know what's hilarious, man? Like, Jackson Dart probably about to throw the ball away. Okay. You know what's hilarious is that we keep seeing Singletary and keep seeing, oh my gosh, man, we got another guy hurt. Oh my gosh, man. Can we just get out of this? Can we just get out of this game? Because at this point, it's just Mykel Williams, their rookie first round edge player, is down and he's grabbing his knee. Can they just wrap? They just need to just turn the game off. They just need to just wrap the game up. Because, I mean, there's too many guys that have gone out today. On top of all the guys that have gone out before this game, it's like JMS went out. Bo Collins went out. Mykel Williams now out. It looks like Tyrone Tracy is probably out. And that's the thing is, like, you go into these games with two running backs, and they will continue to do it every week. Two running backs. He's like, well, if two running backs get hurt, then any two players can get hurt. You continue to go into these games with two running backs so you can play Jalen Hyatt, so you can use him as a kick returner. Hopefully Mykel Williams is okay and that's just a tweak because he's walking off under his own power. But it's just like this. There's just no rhyme or reason that makes sense for a lot of these decisions that Joe Shane and Brian Daboll are making. Like I said, the only thing that makes sense is some kind of money. But here we go. Jackson Dart throwing it short. RVO, I think that's the game plan. I don't think this is a Jackson Dart issue. I think that's the game. I think this is the game plan. Yeah, like I think, like, look at the route concept. Like, look at the route concepts they're drawing up. Like, they just completely, for the most part, the pass protection has been there today until now, where like they know for a fact that we're throwing every play. The pass protection has been there, but we're sitting here throwing the ball short every play. I appreciate you for dropping in the stream, man. Appreciate you for dropping in the stream. Good luck to the Niners the rest of the way. Hopefully y'all can get as healthy as you can for this year. That's a ridiculous throw from Drake May. 2nd and 2 coming up. Dart back there by himself. And I'm guessing Slayton is going to drop the ball. He caught the ball again and got down. Oh, my gosh. Slayton just caught the ball and basically slid. If Slayton had any like yards after the catch, he would be a bona fide number. No, he wouldn't, because he don't get open enough. But I'm kind of ready to get rid of finally. Oh my gosh, Slayton just dropped the football. Oh my gosh, man. It's not like this would have won us the game, but Jackson Dart once again drops another bomb. And he's like, I am so sick of this receiving core. Jackson Dart has dropped like 5 or 6. I don't know if J Sports Cards is trolling me because of all of the times I said people. The score is not relevant right now. The score is not relevant right now. The score is, do you see what's going on right now? Jackson Dart just hit Darius Slayton in the hands, 40 yards downfield, and Slayton just drops the football. Like, this dude, what are we doing to our rookie quarterback to where this is what he has out there? This is what he has out there. Like, this is what this dude has out there is just garbage. Just got all kinds of garbage out there. Playing wide receiver, playing tight end, dropping everything. All of his best throws this year have been dropped downfield. And like, you see these people pulling up these advanced stats for what Jackson Dart does downfield. And they're like, oh, he's only hit 2 of 15 or something like that. And then you look at the games, and he's literally had like 10 or 11 drop passes downfield. Like, perfect throws, perfectly placed throws from Jackson Dart. Jalen Hyatt, perfectly placed ball right here. Hit him right here in the breadbasket. Doesn't catch the ball, and he's looking for a flag. And got one, but still could have easily caught that. We already know about Bellinger dropped a touchdown. We already know Theo Johnson's dropped a couple. Like, just we're clearly getting to the part of the season where Scatterboo was making such an impact by breaking like the first 2 tackles every time that the rest of this team is going to just be trash, and Dart's going to be out there by himself pretty much playing 1-on-11 football. Just playing 1-on-11 football all day. When you get to this stage of the season, you're not expecting the team to win ever. You're not really like saying like, oh, like I'm expecting them. They need to go out and win this game. But certain things that are preventable, that are just dumb, you just don't want to see over and over again. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think if we continue to just like have this offense start to look as bad as they've looked these last 2 weeks, because like I said, was Scatterboo really saving them this much by breaking all these tackles? If we continue to see them look as bad as they've looked these past 2 weeks, maybe it'll make sense, because maybe that give a spark to get Jackson Dart a different play caller and all of that stuff. But if Calf is still going to be calling the plays, I mean, I don't know if firing Dable will fix anything. In season is what I'm saying. But I think he's pretty much signed his certificate that he's not going to be here after the season. There's nothing that he's going to change. There's nothing he's going to change. 3rd and 10 coming up. Jackson Dart sitting back there. Jackson Dart stepping up, running left. Jackson Dart taking off and just took a very unnecessary hit, but picked up the first down. Well, I guess it wasn't unnecessary because he needed to pick up a first. But play clock winding down. You don't want your quarterback taking hits like this at the end of the game with the game out of hand. 1st and 10 coming up. Dart back there. Dart taking a deep shot to Gunnar Olszewski, who's going to pick up his first touchdown as a Giant. And the dude is celebrating. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're celebrating like you just did something. The game is over. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're jumping up and whatever, man. Whatever. They're going to kick this extra point. It's going to make this 34-24. And people are going to think this game was a lot closer than it was. I think this game was really a 3-possession type of win for the Niners because I don't think the Giants were really ever in it. Even when we kept creeping back up to like a 10-point situation, I just don't think they were ever really in it. Dex is right when he says they delusional because they just lose about. It's like, this is how you know that like Dex is either injured or he's just cooked because he gets called out like that. He talks his talk, and I've seen him today get driven off the ball multiple times by their backup center. Dex is getting driven off the football. Said, welcome to New York, Dart. You hate losing, but our team does. And this dude is on the sideline, just upset. Just upset. I mean, listen, man. Oh, man. Yeah, it would have been a 7-point game if they scored. Or if they kicked that, if they made that field goal, or it would have been a 3-point game if they would have just scored at the end of the first half, like just get in the end zone. They took a field goal early, and this team is just, it's garbage time. It's garbage time pretty much. But this team is just pretty much like at this point padding stats to keep this average up. And the Niners are going to recover this onside kick, and they'll probably run this clock out. They will try to turn our quarterbacks into Josh Allen. I mean, also Jackson Dart has to protect himself. I don't know what Jackson Dart is doing. I don't know if he's stressed. I don't know. That looks like his left shoulder. Okay. Yep. Okay, that's it then. This dude is probably hurt. He's probably going to miss some time. Or it's at least a sore left shoulder. But he's got to protect himself is what I just said. Like, that was just the way they played a run. I just saw Thibodeau just go straight up field. Like, hold your position on the line of scrimmage all day long. I've seen Thibodeau, I've seen Burns just running up field. Like, they're expecting, hold your position. If they're running outside, they're going to have to be forced inside. If they're running inside, then you're there to make a tackle on them. You running upfield does nothing to stop the run. Niners got the Rams, Cardinals, Carolina, Cleveland. I think they go probably 3-1. They probably go 3-1 or better in this stretch for the 49ers for the next 4 weeks. 2nd and 5 here for the Niners. across the 50, 115 left in the game, another pitch, and just more horrible tackling from the Giants. I think it's about that time. It's about that time of the year where I just make this I make this post game video. I think I'm going to turn up this gain a little bit. Turn up the gain a little bit. Let's see. Because people continue to say that my audio is low on a lot of these post games, but some people say, oh no, the audio. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and hit this post game, and we'll talk. We'll talk a little bit once I finish recording this post game video. What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Another week, another loss. I don't know what the final score will be. I don't care. People love to talk about what the score is on the screen. I just got notification that this is the final score on my phone. So 34-24. And what can I say? It's a 10-point game, but I really look at this as like a 3-possession loss, to be honest with you. I really look at this like a 3-possession kind of loss. So let me just pull up this box score so I can just kind of cover what happened at a macro level. Niners they dominated time possession with seven minutes of extra time possession the Niners had. 380 total yards for the Niners to our 296. So not a horrible total yards for us, but a lot of it was pretty much in garbage time, 221 passing yards for the Niners. They kind of slowed down in the second half, but they were able to run the ball for 159 yards today. Make all of the first downs they needed. 25 first downs for the Niners. 6 penalties for the Niners today. 5 for us. Should have been a couple more on the Niners, but, is what it is. Didn't change this game to the point where we probably win because the defense was horrible today. And I'm going to get to, what sort of my main takeaways for this was, but I just want you all to get the high-level stats. 2 sacks each for each player. Dart took an absolutely horrible sack. I mean, literally, Andrew Thomas washes Cleveland Farrell all the way to the back of the pocket, around the entire offensive line, to the right side of the field. And Jackson Dart just steps out of the tackle box and just stands there. And then ends up taking a sack and just gets obliterated on that sack. So they're not going to give that sack to Andrew Thomas because he did his job there and Dart moved around. But that was a horrible sack by him. Got another sack where Marcus Bowe just lost. And again, people need to stop with the shenanigans saying, "Oh, we don't need to pay Illuminor. We have Marcus Bowe, the 5th round pick, who played good against some Bills backups." He's like, come on, man. Let's talk about some of the actual box score. Mac Jones, 2 touchdowns, 19 for 24, 235. Easy game for him. 135 quarterback rating. The guy started off 14 for 14 for like 140 something yards and 2 touchdowns. McCaffrey, 28 carries, 106 yards. So didn't average 4 yards a carry, but they kept running it with him. And, 3.8 is pretty good if you get 106 yards. Brian Robinson, 53 yards, 10 yards per carry. McCaffrey, 67 yards today. They made every single clutch first down catch they needed to make. Giants today, Jackson Dart, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns. The guy just always manages to get in the end zone twice or 3 times. As far as the stats this year, Jackson Dart is doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Another 56 rushing yards. He's doing his thing stats wise. But as far as winning, we're not doing that. We're not playing winning football. I don't want to continue to keep going through this stuff. The biggest takeaway for me this game, for me by far for this game, is just this team's inability to get out of their own way. I would say a crucial point in this game, the first crucial point in this game, was the fact that the referees did not call a false start. That literally 3 or 4 people false started for the 49ers on that first drive that they scored. Should have been a punt to us because it was fourth down. But instead, they didn't call that. That's fine. Whatever. Move on. Still a 7-7 ball game. And then the Giants have the opportunity to convert on a 3rd and 3 or 2nd and 3. And they have 2 straight false starts. And after that, this team just was done. After that, they were just completely finished. There was nothing they can do. They consistently made mistakes to put them behind the sticks. And a lot of it was Bo. A lot of it was a guy who was not prepared to start. And then just across the board, missed tackles, more missed tackles, more missed assignments, more special teams missed tackles where we got a guy inside the 20 and he breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's across the 40. More stuff. Basic things like keeping contained. Thibodeau has got all these PFF grades where he's the 2nd best run defender in the league. And you consistently see this guy running upfield, running past the line of scrimmage, and then turn around and saying like, oh, McCaffrey's running downfield there. Consistently up the field and just not knowing where the ball is. I just don't get it. Because these guys, all you have to do is keep contained. If they run it inside, squeeze down, make the tackle, or, do what you got to do. If they run it outside, stay outside and keep contained. But you running straight upfield does nothing for us. The defensive backs today were atrocious. Mostly backups, but still atrocious, nonetheless. Atrocious. It clearly shows us that our defensive coordinator is not... Our defensive coordinator is basically this. If you line up across from them and you play a base defense, you play base cover 3, base cover 4, base cover 1, whatever you want to play, whatever base defense that this guy calls, if they win their one-on-one matchups across the board, it's going to be a good play. If they don't, it's not. There's no scheme advantage we're getting with Shane Bowen. There's no scheme advantage. There's nothing we're getting from Shane Bowen being here. So it just makes you just say, why is the guy still here? The Giants in the last 6 quarters at one point, I think this was in the second quarter, somebody in my stream said, the last 6 quarters, the Giants have given up 85 points. That's counting the first 2 quarters of this game, the 4 quarters of the Eagles game, and the 4th quarter for the Broncos game. So this defense has just because of 2 guys getting hurt. And this is what I'm saying. We don't have the horses out there. We don't have enough depth for sure. But how can you say that you're coaching the game well, or you're a coach that should keep his job when 2 players get hurt? Your starting corner and your starting safety. 2 guys get hurt, and you give up 85 points in 6 quarters after that. So that's just ridiculous. We need a linebacker in the worst way. I can't wait for McFadden to get back, but we still need another one after that because Okereke is just too slow. And Muasau and Flanagan Fowles, they don't know what they're doing, and they're slow. So it's just a mess. Shout out to Brian Burns, another sack. This time he forced a fumble. Abdul Carter catches it in the air, and we get no points out of it. No, we waited 6-7 weeks for this guy to come back. We waited forever for this dude to come back. And he comes out and just stinks up the place. Just misses an easy field goal. We waited all this time for this guy, and he can't even make the easy kicks. Brian Dable just does not have this team ready on a consistent basis. He just doesn't have this team ready. Mike Kafka with the play calling today it was awful. It was atrocious. I didn't like the play calling in any way. I didn't like anything about the play calling. I just didn't. We went to a lot of read option RPO stuff because Scatterboo's not here and because they're missing a tight end. I don't care. Go heavy with Fedoni and Theo because you obviously can't call a competent game when you go 3 wide receivers. Wan'Dale Robinson, again, used within 5 yards of the offensive line. He averaged 5.1 yards a catch today. I thought we were past that. But because you're not using this specific type of offense that we're running, Wan'Dale Robinson, again, 9 catches today for 46 yards. Really? Darius Slayton two big catches today downfield, and not downfield. When I say big catches for this guy, both of his catches were like 17 yards downfield. Horrible after the catch after those two catches, and then drops a dime, a 40-yard dime that drops right in the breadbasket, and this dude can't secure it, and then rolls over and is on the ground. Oh, I'm in pain. And then, walks over to the sideline and then comes back out. So you weren't in that much pain. You just dropped the ball. I literally could not. Jackson Dart could not have, if he picked up his hand and this is the breadbasket where my other arm is, and he just dropped the ball right there, it wouldn't have landed as squarely in the middle of Darius Slayton's catch box, whatever you want to call it. It wouldn't have landed any more perfect than it did. And, nothing comes from that. Nothing comes from that because the dude can't catch. Theo Johnson, third down, crucial point in the game. I think at this point we were tied. Working to get into field goal range, and we're tied here. And Theo Johnson is sitting there for a first down, and he just drops the ball. So again, it's just more of the same. People cannot execute across the board from the top to the bottom of this roster. People can't execute. And then I want to wrap this up, folks. I want to wrap this up here because I've been a defender of Dexter Lawrence. This guy has been the most dominant defensive lineman in football the last 3 years. This year, he's just not. He's just not. He came out, he called Banks delusional. I'd like to see the double team numbers for this game. Let me see the double team numbers for this game because it looks like they are starting not to respect you because I saw a lot of plays where it was one guy on them. Now, he was getting doubled. He gets doubled, definitely. But I saw a lot of plays where it was one guy on him. And it's the run game. And Dexter Lawrence is starting here at 340 pounds. The offensive lineman is right here. And Dexter Lawrence is going backwards. He's going backwards. He's getting blown off the ball by backup interior offensive lineman. Dexter Lawrence is getting blown off the football with one person. So I don't know what's going on. Does he just not want to be here? Fine. What's going on? So, listen, man, maybe you need to stop worrying about who's delusional and start worrying about getting in the gym and making something happen. Get onto that practice field and make something happen because right now, Dexter Lawrence is not that guy. He's not a Pro Bowl player right now. He's not an All-Pro. He's not 50. He's probably 50% of the player that he was the last 3 years. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. Brian Dable, at this point, he's done. He's not going to get fired in season. He may fire Shane Bowen in season, which I don't think is a bad idea, but Brian Dable is going to be fired. He's going to be fired after this season. You cannot allow this. You can't allow this because this guy goes against Kyle Shanahan. He goes against the better coaches in the NFL, and he just looks like the clearly worst coach team by far. So that's my take on this game. Again, disappointing. Not to say like, oh, I expected to win this game, but disappointing the way that it looked. Just horrible, especially to start where Mac Jones doesn't even throw an incompletion. Just disappointing. Not able to execute. Just easy stuff. And I'm convinced at this point that this team is literally in the playoff hunt with a different coaching staff. It really seems that way to me. And when I say different, I mean not obviously one of these awful staffs we've had the last 10 years, but with a better coaching staff, if this team had Mike Vrabel, this team had Kevin O'Connell, one of these guys, this team had one of these like just good coaches that's not even like a savant. If they had one of these good coaches, I think this team would be 5-3, 6-3. And again, your team is never ready to play. They don't know what's going on. They're blocking people in the back into our punt returners. They don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, folks. You all have a great rest of the time watching the rest of the games. And I mean, it is what it is here in New York. All right, so let's look through the stream. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Joe Shane always goes for lesser talent. Yeah, went with I don't even know what to say about this dude, but I'll just say it. This is just all a big joke. Like, he's getting driven off the ball with backup offensive linemen. Like, is that acceptable? Is that something that's acceptable for an all-pro player? Yeah, I'm excited, man. I just really hope we can get this together for Jackson Dart. I really hope we can put a competent team around him, a competent coaching staff around him, because these guys literally don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They got bad players around them. They don't know what they're doing. Oh, yeah. And the odds are coming back because I just saw another horrible Giants off. And this is how good Jackson Dart is. Like, these are the types of games that in the Daniel Jones era, we put up 7 points or 3 points. And yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, the coaching is just not where it needs to be. It's just not where it needs to be. They consistently are unprepared. There's rarely games where I go into where I'm like, oh, okay, this team, they were prepared for this. Like, we know, like, everybody knows. Everybody in the stadium, everybody at home knows that Kyle Shanahan is going to get under center. He's going to pitch the ball outside the numbers, outside the tackle, and he's going to pitch the ball, and they're going to run up the middle. And that's their run game, pretty much. We weren't prepared for it. Because you know how I know we weren't prepared for it? Because it's not like they were just blowing us off the ball. It's not like, oh, yeah, hitting guys at the right angle and, you know, people getting blocked. It's literally guys sprinting upfield. It's literally guys at edge sprinting upfield because they're not expecting it. So it's like, I know for a fact Shane Bowen isn't the type of coach that is that's going to give you an advantage, that's preparing his team, his defense to know what's coming. I don't think this defense ever knows what's going to happen. I don't think they ever are expecting, we knew this was going to happen because we saw this in the film room from Shane Bowen, and I don't think they ever have that advantage. I think everything this defense does is a result of it's a result of them making a play by themselves. Like, everything they do is a direct result of them saying, okay, I'm going to line up and I'm going to win again, which is why you see Brian Burns. What defense have you seen? Tell me this, folks. What defense have you seen besides the horrible Bengals defense that I have my own opinions about Zach Taylor and how bad he is? Because the Bengals just gave up 41 points to the Bears, while they have literally a guy they pulled from the depths of Cleveland who's like 40-something years old. They got him putting up 27, almost 30 points. And their defense gives up 41. Like, their defense gives up 41 points. So, like, again, besides that, where you had, not Hutchinson, where you had Trey Hendrickson putting up, 17, 18 sacks, and their defense being horrible. Brian Burns through what week are we in? Because let's not get it wrong. Brian Burns through 9 weeks has 11 sacks. 11 sacks in 9 weeks. This guy is on pace to break the sack record. He's probably not going to do it, but he's got 11 sacks in 9 weeks. He's got 11 sacks in 9 weeks, and this defense has not stopped anybody in 2.5 games, in 3.5 games now, or 3 games in a quarter. They haven't stopped anybody. So they're averaging, like, giving up 14 points a quarter. It's just disgusting, man. I don't know where you lean to, um, but there's no way that Shane Bowen can continue to keep this job, man. Like, how can Shane Bowen be justified as a defensive coordinator to say we're going to move forward with Shane Bowen calling the plays for this defense after they gave up 33 points in a quarter, gave up another 30-something points last week when they could have given up more, 38 points last week, and the Eagles took their foot off the gas, and then they give up 34 this week and should have given up more, if not because of literally amazing singular defensive plays by Brian Burns. Swatted a pass away. They should have gone to Christian McCaffrey, and 100% they wouldn't have came up and tackled him. And then literally forced the fumble. Abdul Carter pulls it up out of the sky, and it's probably one of the things you would get a letter from the NFL in a couple of days saying like, oh, sorry, that was a fumble. But Abdul Carter catches it before it hits the ground. And because of these amazing individual defensive plays, the Giants didn't give up 40 points multiple times these weeks. Like, what advantage are we getting from the defensive coordinator? So if Marquand Manuel steps in, if Andre Patterson steps in and they call defense, because it's one thing if you're changing you're not going to change an entire offense, but you can change the defense around a lot and keep the same terminology and all of that. So just get rid of this dude. He's look at what has gone on. And I'm sure people are going to say, well, he was missing a Debo and he was missing Flott. That's my point. If guys aren't winning they're not dominating consistently. Anytime we don't have a dominant defensive play, we're giving up a first down. That can't be good. Like, that can't be good. Anytime we don't have a dominant defensive individual play, it's a first down. Does that make sense? Like, are they playing pass coverage too much? Too much for my taste, yeah. And the thing is with me is that we consistently have guys like Roy Robinson Harris and Nacho playing 4-3 defensive end. We pull these guys off the field. We have Dexter Lawrence, who, like I just said, I just talked about the guy. He needs to play better. He needs to play better. The guy's making over $20 million a year at defensive tackle. He needs to play better. You literally have Dexter Lawrence lined up at 3 tech, at 2 tech, at 4 tech. And you got DJ Davis and you got DJ, like, I just don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say because you literally have all of this talent that you managed to misuse to the point to where you have all of it. Even this version of Dexter Lawrence that is basically, okay as a pass rusher, good as a run defender. Even this version of Dexter Lawrence, along with the guys around him, the fact that this unit doesn't consistently wreak havoc on a weekly basis shows that this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And yeah, I 100% agree there. I think Carl Banks was just trying to light a fire under him. I think he was trying to just make him mad, and it didn't work. I mean, Dexter Lawrence just went out there and just got pushed around again, and I'm sure after the game he's going to stand there with his earring and his bald head and his turtleneck, and he's going to stand there and say, we did do well, and he's going to have that, like, standoffish look to him, like he's sick of losing. If Dexter Lawrence, and this is what I'm going to say, if Dexter Lawrence looked like the player that he was last year, even with the bad coaching defensively and offensively and special teams, if Dexter Lawrence looked like the player he was last year, the Giants would have 2 more wins at the very least. So this losing he's a big reason why we're losing. I'm not saying, if you look at the game, Dexter Lawrence, but he adds 2 or 3 wins to this team. If he's playing like how he played last year, he adds 2 or 3 wins to this team. So why are you upset like you're a victim of all the losing when it's you are the one that dropped your standard of play? He's the one that dropped his standard of play. It wasn't It wasn't Brian Dable that told Dex all of a sudden, "Oh, now you don't have to be as good as you were before." It's Dexter Lawrence that dropped his standard of play. He's out there just cruising and like if he plays like he did last year, the Giants have more wins. So I don't want to hear about he's sick of the losing and that's why. That's why he's playing bad. Because where were you when the Giants needed to get off the field against the Cowboys? Where were you when the Giants needed to play against the Broncos? When everybody was saying that they're on the top of the world and that Dart and Scatterwood was going to lead the team to the playoffs? Where were you when Bo Nix was just sitting back there carving up this defense in the fourth quarter? Why didn't Dexter Lawrence make a play? Like, why didn't Dexter Lawrence make a play at the end of that game against the Broncos? Like, I just don't want to hear that the dude is sick of losing when you're contributing to the losing. Like, of course you're sick of losing. Do you think fans aren't sick of losing? Like I said, he's going to stand out there with his turtleneck and his bald head and his earring, and he's just going to just look so standoffish with the reporters. When you go out there as an all-pro level player that wrecked games for years, and you stink up the place, and you get driven off the ball by these offensive guards, by these backups, and you have the nerve to have an attitude that reporters are asking you questions, you don't think that you need to answer to that? You don't think you need to answer to the fact that that you're going out there getting worked by backup offensive linemen? You shouldn't have to answer to that, right? Like, I mean, the nerve of this dude, man. The nerve of him. Like, I already know he's getting interviewed as we speak, and he's just looking at the reporters all standoffish. It's like they're doing their job, or you're not doing yours. The reporters are doing their job. He's not doing his. So, that's all I'm going to say about Dexter Lawrence, man. Like, whether it's him being injured or not, he needs to accept some accountability, because you're not going to say that if he plays like the normal Dexter Lawrence plays, that we don't have more wins. Next up, these backup corners, man. I don't even know what to say. Deonte Banks, we already know he's just not good. He's not going to be here. He's just a complete wash. But it's just really frustrating. It's just really frustrating that this defensive coordinator couldn't get more out of them, man. Like, I think part of when you have backup corners come in the game and they can't play well at all, I think a big part of it is the defensive coordinator not protecting them. I think another part of it is the fact that we fired Jerome Henderson. The defense was terrible last year. They couldn't stop a run to save their lives, and they fired Jerome Henderson. Like, all of these DBs were playing well, but because Deonte Banks isn't playing well, we got all these DBs coming off the street playing basically like good cornerback 2 level football for years under Jerome Henderson. And because we can't get Deonte Banks, the guy who looks even worse than he did under Jerome Henderson. He looks worse right now under Marquand Manuel than he did against Jerome Henderson. And we fire him. We scapegoat him. He's the reason why Deonte Banks couldn't do it. He's the reason why. Like, can we do some things that make sense? We scapegoat Jerome Henderson, one of the better secondary coaches in the league, a guy who got all of these people in here, all of these backup corners in here, and had them playing like respectable cornerback 2s. And we fire this guy because Deonte Banks isn't good. And we bring in a guy who he looks even worse under. I bet you Corey Black looks better under Jerome Henderson than this guy. I bet you. I bet you. And then the coaching decisions, the staff, the coaching decisions along with the GM, because I don't know who is the person empowering or who's the person that's making these decisions, because part of it is the GM, part of it is the coach, part of it is the position coaches. But the fact that when we're looking at who gets the jersey, we say that Jalen Hyatt gets a jersey because he's Jalen Hyatt. Pretty much. That's why he got a jersey. And we're going to put him on kick return. Again, I don't think Turbo is that good of a football player at the NFL level. I don't think he's a guy that's going to – I don't think he can move side to side. I think he's fun in the preseason. You give him a wide open gap, he's gonna explode. But if you're going to elevate Jalen Hyatt to return kickoffs, you could have just done that with Turbo. And you could have actually had a kickoff returner that had a shot to house something. Like, you could have just done that with Turbo. But instead, you got Jalen Hyatt just back there because you're forcing this guy to earn his money. You're forcing him to put on the jersey. And I just can't wait until Jackson Dart is able to get away from this debacle that is this coaching staff and this aura from the coaching staff and the team. It's just, I just can't wait until we get some dogs in here. We get some competent coaches in here. And this guy, when he lays one out to Darius Slayton or to any of these guys, they need to catch the ball. But when he lays one out next year to Carnell Tate or one of these other guys, Brazil, one of these guys, they're actually going to be catching the ball. So I see the chat is dying down a little bit. If I don't see anything else, I'll probably just wrap things up. But this team, again, it's not about winning or losing at this point because the playoffs were already gone. But you just got to do better than that. You got to do better than that. Just embarrassing. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up. You guys enjoy the rest of your games. Yeah, man. It is what it is as a fan of this team. Theo is definitely the new Evan Ingram, except he's got a lot less targets and a lot less catches.